Welcome back to some Saturday Ironheart Merchant Company, Session 45, A Fortress of Carmon, Part 3. We are joined once again by Melvin. By the way, Vernos, please mute your mic, just as a heads up. Thank you. Alright. Last time we left off, the party had managed to not only meet up with the Knights of Tempelis, but due to a bit of a shorter session, due to time issues or constraints at the time, we ended up focusing as the party joined up with the Knights of Tempelis to go and capture this 10-headed Hydra. Having managed to not only kind of do a bit of an initial investigation around the area, learning about the mimic that was sleeping nearby, and the strange eggs that they had found that had seemingly been just sitting there in the corner of one of the rooms, the party spent a good amount of time investigating the area around the Hydra's lair, preparing themselves and getting ready mentally for what they were going to do. When finally action kicked off, the party managed to get the Hydra's interest in them pretty quickly, managing to easily avoid the creature with a very annoying strategy of putting up slime walls and dire apes for the creature to attack, and it was quite effective. With the Knights of Tempelis in the back beginning their actions, 5 rounds of continuously using this one spell scroll that their leader just couldn't seem to pass outright to get what he needed to activate it fully. However, as the party was 1 round away from finally capturing the creature and the spell going off no matter what, unfortunately, Roloman had decided enough was enough and took the creature's multitudes of heads, killing it in a single round of combat. As the party would be a bit annoyed at this, but accepting the situation, decided to head back over towards the opening. Looking into the Hydra's lair, they found a large large grouping of Hydras, seemingly all surrounding a unique albino female in the center. Clearly seeing the magic spell on the ground beginning to go off around the female, the party finds themselves coming back on the let me pull my date here. On the 24th of the crowning, which is November, night, though we are in the Underdark and there is no sun to see, and it is once again the year 65,008 as we return the 120 foot corridor, like height, tall? I think so, yeah. And about 60 or so feet wide, corridors massive all around you as you look back, looking forward as the 4 of you stand there, the grouping of Hydras all kind of turning and looking over towards you as the female in the center kind of glares and makes a strange hissing sound. Hydras have not moved and the Knights of Tempelis seem to just stand there watching.
Right, and the magic is going, right?
You can see there's a spell circle activating on the ground. It is slowly expanding, from what you can tell.
Okay. I will just take point ahead of everybody, and I'm not going to move forward per se. Just stand there if the Hydras come to us.
I have an important question.
Okay.
Because I haven't forgotten. Do I see the war bats on the ceiling anywhere? I haven't forgotten.
Give me a search or a spot check.
It's gonna be spot. I know I heard him earlier. I don't trust it. Okay. 23.
23. You do see a gaggle of bats, about 5 of the creatures up at the top of the cave, kind of hanging around the large sharp-pointed rocks kind of hanging down from the ceiling. Many of the, what looks to be the creatures having set up a sort of a strange-looking wooden structure up there that they seem to kind of hold on to and stare down at you guys from.
Strange. Okay.
As you all look on, though, the Knights of Tempelis Tempelis himself kind of looks over at you lot and goes, "I don't think they can see if we don't move."
Why? Why do you say that?
So, I know that's not how hydras work, right? I know, like that's not.
Roll knowledge nature.
Because I rolled last time, and the closest thing there to is like snakes, which that's not how snakes work. It's the plus 14. I think I only failed this by that one. I did not. 130.
As you think for a second, he's not technically wrong. But the way he described it is very rudimentary. It's like explaining how light works is you turn on a switch and suddenly there's light in a room. It doesn't go into the complications of the electricity, the wiring, and the many things that require to take signal to bulb. Same idea is, as you kind of think about, hydras are not really bothered by color, but sense light and movements of light. In theory, technically, if you can make yourself in a cloud of mist or shadow, the creature should not be able to see you. However, it can still smell you because they sniff with their tongues for body heat, or try to sense for body heat. So they'll still be able to tell you're in the area from your knowledge.
Tempelus, I hate to tell you, but when they can't see you, they can still smell you and pinpoint you.
Roll them in. Cut off their tongues.
Okay.
If you're able to cut off their tongues, I think it's too late for you.
What a strat.
But if they're not moving,
The
I'm
hydras
just gonna
haven't
keep holding
moved
on.
yet. They seem to stare at you. The female continuing to keep her head kind of risen up and seems to be hissing at you a lot as she stands there.
I mean,
the spell's close to being finished, right?
I would say if we wait, the spellfish also. Are the bats on the ceiling, are they in the nest or are they like in the hallway?
They are hanging in the nest way above the hydras.
Grumpy, should I do what we talked about? Like start doing it?
That's up to you if you think they have a hostile intent or not. Currently.
They're animal. Are bats territorial? I'm pretty sure they're pretty territorial, like compared to most animals.
Depends on the bat species. These
With a
again,
name like
you can give me you can give me a knowledge nature to see if you would know that for these creatures.
I rolled a 35 last time on these creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if I can do it again. Well, I rolled below a 10, but my mod is crazy. So that's a 9 plus 14. I'll take it. I mean, 23.
As you think about these creatures are, it depends. So, the warbats are typically territorial for their colonies. However, large males or females can become very solitary and prefer to keep a territory to themselves. And in some rare cases, they build massive colonies that seem to, just take over entire caves. End of the day, though, typically the largest female or male typically rules, causing a very hard territorial dispute amongst the bats.
So odds are, if we get close to it, they're gonna get angry.
No. From your understanding of the creature, these creatures do not see anything other than other flying creatures as a detriment to them. Creatures that walk seem to, in a sense, from what is noted in the few books you've managed to scrounge, these creatures tend to not be threatened very often from creatures that are below them, as they can fly quite fast.
So as long as they're not currently hungry, we're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or you irritate them, of course, just
Then
like any bees or such.
Then I probably don't need to do it.
Let's throw rocks at them. That sounds like a good idea.
So it's funny you say that, as you look over and you see the Sea Cliff dwarf picking up a rock and chucking it up towards the ceiling as he goes, ugh,
All right.
Nasty creatures. Roll initiative.
Okay. All right, I guess I'm doing it.
You fucking...
I guess I'm doing it.
Did you say that I was there?
Yes,
Or no?
you are with them, Melvin, as you appear through a small doorway at the back of the this little ruined room, kind of almost as Zebril lets you through, sending you back to the party members as you arrive. The others not seemingly noticing your presence as you appear, staring at them and looking into the large open chasm room that looks to have a bunch of hydras, and what you can see up above are glowing bats with their red eyes that are about the size of a giant.
Oh, good.
And Melvin, I want you to know, you get a weird, spindly feeling that you would be good. You would make perfect snack food, being a floating creature for these bats.
Well, good thing I'm on my feet.
It's true. Oh, that is
My
true.
totally real feet.
I forgot you do have your
Real.
form. All right.
Real feet.
You know, I'm gonna say this now. If the Sea Dwarf is the only thing that they take, I don't feel bad.
Okay. Roll 'em in. 36. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but Cameron, animal intelligence. One little thing attacked them, all of them might attack them.
Yeah. God fucking
Unless
damn
they're
him.
smart, but I don't think they're smart.
No, warbats have a 2 intelligence. They're animals.
What if they're like extra smart warbats though?
That'd be pretty cool.
Would-
You know, I'm not. Hope so.
It would be cool. Melvin, as you appear behind the other three, kind of looking at their back, and now in your frost giant form, you see in front of you as a figure, looks like almost like a human, a medium-sized human with tan skin. That for some reason, every time you look away, something changes, but you can't pinpoint one. It could be his hairstyle slightly changes, an eye color looks different. Something always shifts. The other two that seem to stand behind him, you see, is what looks to be another snowbeard, but a bit darker in skin, a bit tanner with their white beard, and a bit more gray mixed into it. And then lastly, a Goliath that looks to be almost more feral than intelligent, as the creature seems to be wearing some pretty heavy furs, looking and seem to be basically dotted in heavy war paint. Alright. Give me a moment and let me roll for said Hydra. Let's see. Ooh, that's nice. Alright. However, okay, as they'll go after Melvin. Oh, Melvin and James, who has the higher dex? I just realized you guys rolled the same.
I go ahead of him for
It is
initiative.
James's.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Appreciate that.
I don't even have to ask. I just know.
I don't think Melvin has a higher dex than anyone in the party. I think he always loses those checks.
I mean, he is the wizard, so it makes sense. Not gonna lie. Oops, no. Those guys were at 3 or 12, so it is that. And then let me do. Can all of you give me a listen check, please?
Oh,
Well,
the power of my ears.
We don't have the
yes.
buff, right? Or do we still have it? Depends how long it lasts.
No.
You're all near me again, so yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And now we
+8,
have
correct?
Melvin and Snow, so now it's 5 people. So now it's a +10.
Okay.
I love going from a +5 to a +15 for no reason.
Don't worry, though.
There is a reason. It's the gold buff spell.
23. All right.
Hey, we got the same number.
Don't mind
34.
me.
Wow. Hey,
Jesus
good job.
Christ. 36. Okay.
I hear God narrating the game itself.
Yeah, Melvin, suddenly you get the weirdest feeling as a very old-looking ginger stares over at you and puts a bunch of strange-looking unicorns with demonic intentions coming towards you. As you all of you manage to hear the very hefty clopping of horse hooves on what sounds like cobblestone cobblestone tiles, heading towards you lot, coming from the western direction, which, to be exact, as you all looking at the Hydra pit room right now, look to the right, you recognize is that direction. As you look on, kind of expectingly hearing these sounds, roughly Melvin and Cinder, you managed to get roughly a count of about 40 of these creatures coming this direction. There's a herd, to be exact. And from what it sounds like, there is one distinct creature that seems to have a larger sounding hoof hitting than any of the others.
How long until?
From what Melvin and Cinder can guesstimate, they've got about 12 rounds before these creatures should show up.
Since I just hear hooves as Cinder, I'm gonna ask a basic horse question because it's the best I'm probably gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Horses won't run themselves into a corner if they realize it's a corner. They won't.
True. Correct.
Yeah. So if we clear the hive and we go in there, they probably won't run in there to fight us. I hope.
Perhaps.
The hope continues. All right.
Oh, Melvin, it's nice to see you again.
As you all look back and see
Oh, hey
Melvin
there.
just kind of standing there.
You have a nice nap?
Actually, I made us some money.
Good job, man. Good job.
Ready to fight for your life?
Are you Jamaican now,
Uh,
James?
Pretty
I
much
guess so.
always.
What's a Jamaican?
I didn't ask him, Karen.
No, James is
As
not Jamaican.
as we start at the top of the initiative, the party is still always going last. Wow. Give me a second. Good. Knights of Tempelis as a group, don't worry about it. Their combined dex maxed out, or initiative roll maxed out to a 2, so I'm just gonna round it to save myself an issue here. 2 of them rolled nat 1s, one rolled a 3.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, that was a few nights ago. Don't worry about it. All right. As you lot look on, kind of seeing the Knights of Tempelis taken aback by the surprise of the warbats and the hydras kind of beginning to make hissing sound, as well as the sudden sound of the creature or the horse hooves coming down the hallway. Their heads seem to be moving around, almost like like as if seemingly fuck, I can't talk tonight. God damn. Kind of looking about, almost like a chicken, seemingly dotting about as they seem to look concerned, not really paying attention. Thank you for the squeaky toy. Alright, but as you look on, Roloman, the hydras begin to hiss. The males look like they begin to kind of stand up, trying to make themselves look bigger and broader as they begin to make more hissing sounds. The female in the center clearly looking like she is about 1 to 2 rounds away from that spell circle going off and activating. What would you like to do?
Does the female look like it's going to be moving or no?
She does not look to actively be taking a step forward and seems to be just kind of looking about towards you lot.
Okay. What about the bats? Are they like about to be coming towards us?
They are looking down at you. Their beady eyes seem to be staring at you. You're unsure. You can give me a sense motive to try.
Sure.
Or a knowledge nature. I'll take either.
My sense motive, I think, is better. Yeah. Sense motive. $11 for sense motive.
11. As you look on, the creatures look to be staring up, paying attention to you as you kind of watch. They seem to be eyeing up James most of all and Cinder as they look over. You'd guesstimate these creatures are planning to try and go. Look like they have a plan of attack.
Okay. I will relay. James Cinder, I think the bats might be going for you. How far away is the nearest Hydra?
About 30 feet into the room.
I will step forward, probably like 15 feet, and I will
Okay.
probably sit there. I'll prepare an action to swing if a Hydra comes near me.
Okay.
Or if any creature comes near me, I should say. Any hostile creature.
So you're moving up 15 feet to be within 15 feet of the closest creature? Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh, now you moved. Now I can see you.
That's the idea.
They
Tempel.
can hear.
And they can smell.
Tempel seems to nod at all of that long, like he is suddenly like understanding the situation.
Yep, I think that'll be my turn.
Alright, as you hold your second action. Alright, Cinder, you're up.
Alright, up the wall. Here I go.
Up the wall. Alright, as you begin walking over towards it, it's, let me make sure. You're only about 10, yeah, I'd say about 10 feet from the closest wall. As you walk over towards it, beginning to put your foot onto the wall, the slippers immediately taking grasp as you begin to climb up.
Spider dwarf. Spider dwarf.
So I get 15 feet of the wall, and then I'm gonna cast Chameleon.
Ooh, okay.
Become the wall.
Yeah, so I become the same color as the wall.
You suddenly become a grayish brown coloration as it's similar to the stones.
Beautiful.
Alright. Does that end your turn, Cinder?
It ends mine. Snow's gonna like walk up and be 10 feet behind Rollman in case something happens.
Okay. Alright. As Snow kind of comes up behind, beginning to growl and hiss over towards the creatures, you can hear the Snow is not excited as they look on at the mini Hydra.
Snakes. Lots of snakes and that is cat.
Alright. Nothing else for Snow?
Nope.
Alright. The female Hydra is going to go ahead and take a shot by spitting some acid towards Rolliman.
That's not cool.
Don't worry, it's only a +2. Does an 11 hit your AC? Or
AC.
your AC?
No.
Shit. Alright, well she's not moving, so she's gonna try again.
Don't hit me. That definitely doesn't.
She's spitting loogies at you.
Chunks of like
That's fucked up.
thick balls of like spit come landing past you, landing on the ground to either side as they begin to make the stone sizzle, and it begins to melt into it, leaving a pretty good indent as it begins to or continues sizzling. The creature looks on irritably and ends its turn.
I know that feeling.
Thank you, Melvin. Tempelus in the background just looking at like, what do you think they mean? They're like the most legendary heroes. But no, as you, James, or as Melvin looks on with this, the same understanding for the albino female from his own acid splash, Tempelus himself looking on in amazement that the group known as the Ironheart Merchant Company would not succeed at something. James, you are up.
I'm just gonna actually stay where I... Actually, no. I'm gonna move just into the doorway.
Okay.
That way I'm out of the main path.
Mm-hmm.
Less likely to get struck if they speak up for any reason. And I will prepare to attack anything that comes to attack me.
Now, when you say you're stepping into the doorway, are you stepping into the doorway with the Hydras, or are you stepping back to the doorway in the hallway?
I'm stepping towards the Hydras. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They can't hit me, I don't think. Not easily.
Yeah, as you move up, basically right next to Rolliman, kind of standing in the doorway with him, Snow about 10 feet behind you. You ready yourself as you look on. Rolliman standing at your side as the two of you prepare for these creatures to come after you. All right, anything else you'd like to do, James?
I'll say to the rest of them, there's something else coming. You might want to not be standing in that corner.
How long we got?
And I'll give a light whistle to the Sandwolf to let it know to move out of the main path and basically hide away with the cart. Probably back up the... Well...
The Sandwolf yawns in the distance and and stays standing, just watching.
It is a beast of burden. It's not
That's dumb.
A beast of burden that you never specifically trained to do anything.
This is fair. It has done nothing. It'll flee when the things start coming.
You're pretty sure as you look back, James, this creature's going to flee the moment things come after it. Alright. As you whistle down the hallway, kind of peering down, James, expecting the creature to notice. The creature seems to stare at you as you try to make hand gestures, doing anything to get its attention. It just stares, yawns, and stands as you go back to looking at the Hydras. All right. Is there anything or are you just going to hold your action until one of these creatures gets closer to you?
Whether it be Bat, Hydra, or Hydra, I'm holding my action.
Okay.
I'm gonna bonk.
All right, Melvin. As you look on to your fearless leader, stand by the fearless DPSer and knight of this party, who's designed to fight. The two of them seemingly preparing to take up to 10 to 15 hit attacks from these hydras. What would you like to do?
Let's see. All right. So the direction that the stampeding's coming from, is that behind
Beat
us?
your right, if
Okay.
you're looking towards the hydras. Yeah.
Based off of my roll, how long did you say it would take for them to get
12
there, or
rounds.
did 12 rounds?
12 rounds, correct.
Okay. Well, and I can't do what I wanted to yet. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can't really step towards James. There's not much more room.
I mean, it's at
Maybe
60
behind him.
feet. James is what? 5 feet? 10, what? No, you're medium, right? So you're 5 feet.
5 feet.
Rollman's medium, so he's 5 feet. There's
I'm
plenty
currently
of.
large.
Oh, you're large, so you're 10 feet. There is room to kind of push up next to him if you want to stand next to them, Melvin.
Ah, yes. Have the mage on the
However,
front line.
Melvin, I will warn, just to note, you do see these creatures snapping, and Tim Pillis, who is holding open a book currently, as to keep to the character, you can see in big, bold letters the words, bite a lot, and circled and underlined under a hydra.
Melvin's gonna hear Cinder's whisper and put his hands up to the wall and then just float up a couple feet, like 10 feet.
Okay. You walk over towards the wall, take about 5 foot movement over, and begin to put your hands up against it. You begin to float
Did
up.
I climb right?
Thankfully, I'm looking forward and cannot see this mess.
As Cinder looks on at you.
I don't know. Maybe his hands work how my shoes work. I'll just give him a thumbs up.
Melvin just pushing his hands flat against the wall and just lightly kind of looking like he's trying to step up with him as he basically hand walks up the wall.
I guess Cinder giving a thumbs up when he's invisible.
Yes, exactly.
And then, since I moved, I will hold an action just in case
Okay.
anything seems threatening.
Okay. Alrighty. As Melvin looks on, kind of standing, holding his hands against the wall to really keep himself close by and anchored, the bats begin to kind of seeing this. Seeing a creature that's floating quite clearly, they are going to, as a group, fly towards him.
My hands look like they're on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Exactly. And to them, that it's caught their attention. We're going to go biting you for the first one. Alright.
When they fly close to me, I will use an action then.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Once I am... How many of them are, surrounding me?
All 5 are coming down to do flyby attacks.
Cool. I am going to cast Wreath of Flames.
Ooh! Alright. Just remind me what that does exactly?
So at the end of each of my turns, any enemy adjacent to me or sharing my space will take 1d6 of fire damage. And then my melee attacks also would deal extra fire damage.
Ah, perfect!
I am surrounded in flames currently.
Okay. Thankfully, these creatures don't have to worry with that, as they don't plan to stay next to you. They are going to attack, and fly away. Let me make sure. Is that feat? Am I right on that? Yes, okay. So they are going to move up about 60, or fly up 60 feet of their movement, and then they are going to use their second, or rather their action, to do a flyby attack. All right, let's see. This is going. I think I'm right. Make sure I'm reading that correct. Hold up.
I believe flyby means you have to move past him as well. You have to have enough movement to move past him.
Oh, trust me, that's not the problem. You cannot. Okay, you just cannot make a second move action. All right, want to make sure. All right, cool. Yes, the creatures are going to do their attack. So let's see what we can do. It means I don't get 2 attacks, sadly, but each of them knows that's a
shocker. They all hit.
Oh, you know, if it makes you feel any better, I rolled like 7s in most of those. All right. This is about to hurt, Melvin. 87 points of piercing and slashing as the creatures
I
come
more than
down.
doubled my HP. Am I just dead?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't run that, because that, at least not yet. As you watch as Melvin gets surrounded by these creatures, they go in, devouring and biting at him, tearing at his skin as chunks of the illusionary flesh seem to vanish off the creature as it suddenly drops to the ground, his hands letting go. It looks, from all appearances, that Melvin's ability to climb did actually fail him as you watch it there, as Melvin lets go of the wall and drops. As though Melvin makes a smack onto the ground, you see Tempelus and his party kind of go wide-eyed, looking up at the bats in concern, as the bats end their turn, returning back to the space where they were at. Not fully, but after they had moved. Oh, okay. With Melvin down, that ends that. The 12 male hydras are going to go ahead and do their rolls. The only good thing is that the Knights of Tempelus are very good at getting down teammates up. I'm just double checking my modifiers. Oh, they have a negative. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. They are going to stand there and continue puffing up their chest as they watch on, as Roloman's not actively threatening them as he just stands there. The creature is slightly posturing. However, the one at the front is going to take a smack at you. Well, actually, it's going to... James, what color is your armor?
I'm kind of rainbow colored. I have red boots,
Perfect.
blue
Never
armor,
mind.
yellow gloves.
James, the creature's actually going to turn and attack you due to the pretty color.
Well, I believe it still enters my range, and I have that action prepared.
It is. Well, it's going to technically cue both of your held actions. But yeah,
Well,
Roman, you're up first.
It has a 10-foot reach. I don't think James has a 10-foot reach.
No, so I'm only gonna be bonking the head that's coming at me.
Okay. Roman, what's your held action?
And an attack.
All right.
All right. Oh my goodness. Give me a second.
Don't. Are you gonna crit another of these poor bastards and take its head off?
Man.
It's gonna die.
33 to confirm. For it's not
a 33. Yeah. Go ahead and.
So this double.
Damn! I didn't expect this.
I think that's correct. 96 damage.
Well, the first Hydra that steps up loses its life immediately as Roland just charges forward, shoving his sword into its throat and splitting it nearly in half as he takes a step back and looks at the other creatures, who a couple of them lose a little bit of mass in their chest as they kind of watch this happen. Holy crap.
Can I see if they're just gonna if this might get them to be obedient?
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, okay. Can I use strength instead of charisma?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
All right. Intimidate.
We're gonna get Hydras, boys.
I don't know if we want. Where is intimidate?
In the I
There it is.
section.
Yeah, I was missing it. It was hard to find.
I feel that.
I mean, we can sell off Hydras right here in the town, so I don't care.
29.
29. Give me a moment. I'm just double checking some stuff on my notes here. You see a couple of the Hydras seem to kind of watch you and seem to lose a bit of the puffiness, kind of beginning to stare and kind of backing down a moment, but still almost half seem to be unconcerned.
Okay. That was my half action, so it's still Hydra's turn.
Yep. Alright. James, you said you've got 10 feet, right?
No, I only can reach 5 feet.
Oh, it's 5 feet? Alright. Killing that Hydra, the other one is another is going to step up that was standing near. A bit more bloated of a male, but still only 5 heads, and is going to try and attack. Well, actually, it's going to roll. And it is going to, in fact, go after Rollman.
God damn it! I stepped up to be the shiny thing to tank hits.
Now, you might want to roll these individually because I do reiterate attacks, so it might not get all 5 of its head before it dies.
I don't like that. That's not.
And I was just prepared to bonk a head that came at me.
That's
I
a
can bonk
13.
one head.
Yep.
That's a miss.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they don't have many. That's 20.
That is also a miss.
So I'm just gonna save us both the rest of the
Yeah, you
time
can roll
here.
them all. I didn't know they had that low modifier.
Yeah. No, they're not. It's not the 11 head or 10 head one
Yeah,
from
yeah.
earlier. Is it going
Is it
to-
thinking?
Oh, here.
Oh, there we
It
go.
was thinking.
Okay.
Nope.
Wow. Nope. Okay. As
I scared
the
it.
the creature tries to actively bite at you, it seems to have a bit more weight to it, but as you realize, it seems to be more roundness than muscle, as the creature's blows seem quite dampened comparatively, as you easily bash the heads away.
I look at it, disappointment.
The other one is going to stay there for the time being. Actually, no. Let me see. I rolled. No, I didn't roll high enough. I can keep moving. The other one is going to try and take a bite at James instead and take a step up to where. Then take a 5-foot step forward so it can take its 15-foot reach.
I think they have 10 to reach, don't they?
They have 15.
I'm going.
However,
Bonk one of the heads that come to bite me, as none of them hit.
I was gonna say, as the heads kind of get bashed and slammed away, as James easily kind of preparing these creatures, seemingly having an easy time. Melvin in the background silently cursing this party for the fact that the Warbats just 19 him to death and they haven't been hit at all.
Block him with your hammer.
Yeah, this
Do you have a
would
held
trigger my
action? You do have a held action if you'd like to use it.
Yeah, I'll bonk one of the heads.
Alright.
Does 14 hit?
14 does not hit as you try to smack the creature.
My specialty, failing in melee. I can take a lot of hits, though.
Alright, as the Hydras end their turn kind of watching on, the Knights of Tempelis are up. And they are going to, or Tempelis is going to step over and pour a health potion into Melvin's throat. Melvin, you gain back 23 HP, and he is going to use his secondary, and rather his bonus feat he's got set up specifically for this, and is going to feed you a secondary potion alongside it. Man had to fight for a custom feat to be able to do 2 potions in one action. So, for those wondering. And Melvin, you now have a +5 to your AC as you feel the bark skin cover over your entire body. You are covered in a natural armor. This only lasts 10 minutes, though. So, keep that in mind.
Otherwise
But
known
you
as
know what?
forever in combat.
That's pretty good.
It is. But Melvin, you should be back up as you look up, seeing Tempelis, this humanoid in a very shiny, glimmering robe that looks down at you. His eyes slightly golden and cat-like as he stares at you for a moment.
I don't know who you are, but thanks.
Name's Tempelis of House Tempelis. I'm the one who hired you lot. Don't mention it. It's always good to have a member or a friend on our side, especially one with an eye such as yours, as he looks back over towards the Hydras. Alright. The sea cliff dwarf is going to immediately grab out his scroll and give me a moment. I gotta find his list for this. Alright. God, his charisma is not my favorite. Shit. As he pulls out a scroll and it immediately fails to activate, the Goliath is going to do the same. However, they have an actually decent charisma modifier, and I roll like, wow, man. Whew! As both scrolls fiddle to nothing and the knights stare on, they will end their turn. Alright, back up to the top of the initiative. And we return up. Rolliman, as you look on, the Hydra still kind of, for the most part, standing back, kind of standing where they were. The only one that had stepped up about 5 feet to your right, not 5 feet, sorry, 15 feet forward and 5 feet to the right, as it seems to face off towards James. What would you like to do?
Is this the one that tried to attack me?
This is the one that tried to attack James. The
Where's
one
that
that tried to attack you still stands in front of you as well, though slightly. Oh no! You killed the one that tried to attack you. Yeah, no, that's only the one that attacked James. Yeah.
I attacked the first one that came up, and then another one came for me, and then another one. A different
Oh
one
yes, the second one that couldn't hit. Yes, my apologies. Okay, yes, sorry. Yes.
James having fun with that one. I'll let him handle that one. I will take a 5-foot step towards one that tried to attack me, and I'll just cut it.
All right, let's see what you got.
We're going on a trip.
All right. 34 to hit.
34. That hits.
Yeet.
Shockingly, these things don't have high ACs. Just too
Yeah.
high for James, apparently.
True. Too high for James. You okay over there?
I could throw a rock into all of this and just walk away, but no.
More rocks.
You could
I'll do that.
you could instead fight the bats to help your caster, who is
I might. Well, I mean, I'm not really worried about this thing
no,
hitting me. I might step back to him.
Don't worry, I got this.
45
Whew! Damage?
damage.
As you slice into the creature, cutting chunks of its neck away, and the creature screeches in anguish as about 3 of its heads go flying off and onto the ground.
I will swing again.
Oh no. Please no.
No. Yes.
No? Okay.
We
yes.
butcher.
Look, it survived. I am kind of,
He's proud of it that it survived. However, it's also an insult.
Is it?
26 to hit.
26? Oh, man, that just surprisingly hits.
Okay.
Sadly, it wasn't a crit this time.
No, that's okay. 36 points of damage.
36 points of damage. As you slash into the creature, it's still, although managing to barely stay standing, leaving it with a single head, the creature growls at you as it does, seemingly glaring and hissing still even louder, giving an interest to the other creatures as the smell of blood begins to fill the air of the cavern.
Oh, this one's tougher. All right. That's my turn.
All right. As Rolman ends his turn, covered in blood, looking back at James, Cinder, and where Cinder and Melvin would be, as well as the Knights of Tempelos, a smile on his face as he says that to the creature struggling the
I
others.
tell the Knights of Tempelos, deal with the bats if you can.
Tempelos still standing over your just now brought back caster, looks over and nods. As you say this, turn
that is
back.
a dick move. Those are the
Why?
most dangerous things in the fucking cave, almost.
No, they're not. Cinder, you're up.
So these bats are animals.
Cool. Let me double check. Yes, they are.
I'm
correct.
So I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Hmm.
It's talking.
and I'm gonna negotiate with the bats to give them food for them to stay out of the fight.
Let me just double check something. Okay.
Impeccable play.
All right. What are you going to say?
So I have to use simple words still, because animal.
Dumb animal too.
I guess we'll backward dialogue. I'm just gonna ask the bats first if they're hungry.
You hungry?
Want food?
The creature, the largest of it, them seemingly fluttering up in the air, screeches loudly and goes, "Yes! The big one! He's delicious!"
I give food that won't fight back. You leave us alone, and we leave you alone.
Alright, give me a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy, not handle animal. They don't have the intelligence for it.
I'll give you a handle animal, sure.
Sweet.
You boosting that?
Of course I am. So with my plus 16 after boost, that'll be a 29.
As you try to convince the creatures, the bats seem to kind of flutter about, screeching as they seem to argue. The creatures finally kind of quieting down, still making a strange screeching noise that kind of goes through the entirety of the area, and they go, "Food! Fighting food!" And you see the creatures seem to not be bothered in the slightest.
Well, I guess I'll kill them next round. I didn't want to.
Maybe if you kill a couple of them, it'll slap some sense into them.
That's probably what I'm gonna do. Also, Snow is going to walk over and stand on top of Melvin as a guard.
Okay.
Melvin has cat hat. Cat hat.
As
This cat will fight back.
As Snow kind of climbs up or walks over and stands on Melvin's quite large chest, and kind of stares up at the bats, ready to pounce. Kind of leaves a light purr, wipes its face against the side of the frost giant's, or the frost giant disguises his face, and then seems to look back up, staring at the bats again. All right. As that ends your turn, Cinder, as well as Melvin's, Snow's, the albino Hydra is up, and unfortunately, she gets to make a reflex save. Give me a second. I'm just looking. Oh, there it is. +6. Okay. Of all the times to succeed, almost critting. She manages to immediately smack her tail against the trap on the ground, and you watch as the spell scroll cracks and fades. She holds herself this turn, as the thing continues to try and envelop her. She is, however, going to turn and once again spit at Rolliman, saying that he is a danger.
Yeah, that makes
She
to this party.
Hey, when you got that many eyeballs, it's kind of hard to aim, you know?
It's not that problem. You're just not within her
That
range.
hits.
That hits?
Yeah.
Finally! Alright. I'm so excited. This is acid for your own knowledge.
Okay.
That is 14 points of acid damage as the large loogie covers over you, and you are now also considered slowed, so your movement is at half speed. As the snot-like substance kind of covers you. Thankfully, the acid is only on the first round.
The slow, you said?
Yes, you are slowed.
Do I get a save against that?
Let me double check. Yes, sorry, I do apologize. Yes, I need a fortitude save.
Fortitude save? Okay. 17.
You do succeed barely.
Nice.
You are not slowed.
Nice.
You feel the loogie kind of push, and as you kind of wipe it off of you, shoving kind of as much of the stuff back to the ground, the creature seems to smile, sticking its tongue out and seemingly moving it about in the air with its many heads.
I'm slightly irritated.
Let's say if you don't heal back that on the next turn, I'd be shocked. All right, as she ends her turn, James, you are up.
Oh, well, there's not much I can do right offhand other than make myself a target for other things. I don't really want to do that yet, though.
A Hydra standing 15 feet in front of you that's just nipping at you as it watches its brethren get chopped to shit by Roland.
Yeah, you know
like,
what?
oh man, I chose the right one.
Have another attack. I'll back up to Melvin.
Jim was always a lucky Hydra.
He gets to have another attack if he wants to, as I back up to
You're gonna
Melvin.
back up? Yeah, he'll take his attack of opportunity. Do I get all 5 bites with that? Let me double check, because I don't know if Hydras get anything special. Allows yes, because of the combat reflexes, it does.
What's your dex modifier?
1? Yes.
Then you get 2.
Does not matter. A Hydra's combat reflexes feat allows it to use all of its heads. So sadly,
okay.
Yep, that's what I was.
Yeah,
So-
because the whole point of the Hydra's all 5
Yeah,
hits.
yeah.
Kind of like,
Makes sense.
Yeah, so 5 attacks. Here we go.
Don't worry, they're all +6.
One will hit.
One
And that's
crits.
range.
Let's see, can it
Four
crit
Crit is
again?
the only thing that hits me.
I
No.
assume an 11 doesn't. Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
All right, you're gonna hate
took
this. James, you're gonna take 1d10. So it's 13 points of piercing damage plus. Oh, you're gonna love this. 4 points of acid damage. As you feel the little bit of spray come onto you from the creature. As this
17
one
damage.
is not a normal Hydra.
Roll him in, that one ain't normal. As I back up.
Feeling your leg get bit and feeling the bit of acid kind of burning your skin as you quickly wipe it away and rush off towards Melvin. As you point out, you see a long strip of what looks to be a bit of white scale on it as its eyes are also almost bright red.
Am I allowed to say something right now?
Yeah.
When I cut that one, I'm just saying this in general. Shoot with fire. After I cut it.
Alright. As I will back off.
All right, backing up 40 feet back towards, or 20 feet back towards Melvin.
And I will hold an attack for anything to come and attack us.
Okay. All right, and you're just going to stand next to Melvin, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Melvin, as James comes running up beside you, Cinder having Snow now standing on your chest as it's prepared to defend you. Your teammates rush to your aid as you come to blink to consciousness. What would you like to do?
I reach into my pocket, pull out the Wand of Bold Strength, and point it at Rolliman. And I would like to cast...
That won't work. He already has an enhancement bonus on him.
Oh,
It's a +2 versus a +4, so it will do something.
We'll give him a better modifier, yeah. So if you want to send it to him, you can. It'll make it so he hits more often.
yeah, I will
Okay.
boost his...
Rolliman, you feel as your body begins to grow even larger. 2 small horns on the top of your head, almost appearing in your hairline that is almost invisible to unless someone was looking for them. As your body grows slightly stronger, muscles expanding and so on.
Ooh.
All right, Melvin, is there anything else you'd like to do? Say, I assume your fiery spell dropped when you dropped to unconsciousness. So
It
Well-
doesn't say that it did.
If
But
it's
is
not
it? Is
concentration,
it?
so still
If
do
it's
that.
not concentration, then it's just up to as many rounds as
Yeah, it's 7 rounds.
Okay, then yep, it's still up. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
Evil. Looking at the rest of my stuff here.
No worries. Take your time. It's been like 2 weeks since you've opened Melvin's sheet, so I understand. Well, I've got a craving for fucking cookies after this. I might go see if I can get some Tates.
Nice.
My room now smells like sweet oranges, which is nice.
Kinky.
I think after that,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Does Mage
Stack
Armor
another armor.
stack with Bark Skin? I forget.
What is the armor bonus for Mage Armor? I believe a little bit.
Plus 4.
What does it
No,
say?
what type?
about it?
No, let me pull it up. Yeah, if it's an
Oh.
enhancement or not. Let me see. I think it's enhancement bonus, but
It
I
should
think
stack
Bark.
with
Armor's
that,
armor
'cause
bonus.
Mage
It's
is
armor.
not.
No, yeah, you can stack because Bark Skin is natural. So, yeah. Now you've got +9 to your AC, Melvin. You are officially a tank.
Is he though?
Totally.
Now that I have 23 AC, that is my turn.
There you go.
Melvin feeling a lot better as he looks up, realizing
You join me in
combat
having
sucks.
20 AC.
Well, it's like Melvin just came back from a long bit of downtime. You all did a year's worth, and this is your first major fight back. And he just got. It's like getting the training wheels off again, wiping the dust off real fast. As Melvin remembers why he preferred to teach classes. The Warbats are going to go after. Well, to be fair, now that they still are looking at Melvin on the ground, they're not going to go after Melvin. All right. They're going to go after the largest looking threat, and unfortunately, James, that is you.
Is he? I'm. large.
They're not over towards you. They're trying to fight the creatures around Melvin, trying to secure their food. So James and Snow kind of blocking it. It's a question of which of them looks more threatening.
Yeah,
And
and
bigger.
I have my action ready to bonk them, so...
They are going to make their flyby attacks. So
Do I get a attack of opportunity or no? Because flyby.
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 Yeah, it's a flyby attack. They do not get attack of opportunity.
Cool.
Instead, all right. James, go ahead and roll your attack. If that's the case, as they are going to charge you a 15. That does not hit.
I tried.
And you are about to take 10 of these, because they're going to do it twice since they're not moving.
Well, they have to be moving
They
to
are
use
moving.
flyby attack.
You are correct. Never mind. I do see that. Alright. There we go. Alright, James, let's see how this works. We got us
3 hits.
29, 28, and 23, I assume.
Oh wait, no, I misread. The first one is 27. No, only 28, 9, and 28 hits, so only 2 hits. My
Alright.
AC's 25.
Okay.
Who's
You
getting
will
hit?
take 32 points of piercing and slashing damage as the bats begin to surround, biting and clawing at your armor as they do. The creature's screeching. Speak with animals, I assume, is still up. It's 1 minute.
Only works on him, so...
Cinder, you
I-
hear as the creatures seem to yell, screeching over at James, "Give us our food! Give us our food!" Alright. Because it's, I think it's 1 minute per level, and I think you're, 4 levels, Druid?
Dude, this spell's not ending before the fight ends.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Alright. The Warbats returning back to their spot are going to continue. Actually, they are going to first, before they do anything else, going to roll 5 spot checks to see if they notice anything interesting. Okay. All right. As they end their turn, the two hydras, rather the one hydra is going to heal a little bit.
I love healing.
You know, there's a YouTube animation I have to send you later that I think I figured out what Rollman reminds me of. And it's just this barbarian who sticks like immortal creatures onto his back so he can torment them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those like
No, I don't do
neat
that.
canon like fucking YouTube channels. I'll have to find it later. But the two hydras that were attacked, well, the one hydra that you attacked and the one that was attacking James are both going to turn and try to strike you. The one does grow back his head. Actually, he grows back 2 heads with his healing.
Good for them.
So he gets 3 attacks, and the other one is going to do all 5. Actually, since it's not moving, it can do 10. So
Its full attack is the same as its standard attack.
I think it is. Let me double check. Yeah, it does. No, that is not the case. I'm just double checking. See if I'm wrong on that real quick, because if that is the case, then it's a new player if they move a charge. Doesn't say they can't be, but the way it specifies specifically that they can attack even if they move or charge during their round. I think I guess that makes more sense. That would probably be the case. Alright, I'll give it to you for right now.
Wait.
That is 8 d20 plus 6. I think the 24?
24 does.
Yeah. Great. Does 21?
Just hit that. That is my AC, actually. That is my AC.
The 21? Oh, then monsters...
No, the 24.
24? Then no. Monsters don't have to exceed, not meet this currently.
They all miss.
As you easily kind of smack aside the heads going after you one after another as the creatures seem to continue this, the other hydras are going to go ahead and roll, and there is only 9 others, they're going to roll to see if they want to move forward. 2 more will begin to push forward. They will use... going from the edges, they will use their full their full movement and step up to your sides, fully surrounding and flanking you.
Okay.
And this will give flanking bonus for each of them, so that'll be a +8 instead. All right.
Better shots at hitting.
10d20 plus 8. That's true, but watch how I miss every one of those. Well, that's 1 crit, 2 crits.
So the 2 crits, 2 potential crits, and the
3 hits. Yeah, I was gonna say 3 of those hit out of all of that. Oh man, that hurts me.
See if you can confirm for the crits.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Give me a second. Alright, and we don't add the flanking bonus for this. Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
So just normal hits. All
So,
right.
3 hits, so that is... +1, or... Oh no, the acid one didn't get you. No, these are normal ones, because there's only one. That was the other guy that tried to smack you.
Alright, so for every hit is 4 damage.
Oh no. So it's 3 of them, alright. 3, 1d10 plus 3. 10, so total 22. Man, I really loved... Where were these rolls when I was smacking the caster?
Damage?
Yep, that is damage from all 3 heads. As you manage to smack back at each of them, easily cutting into them.
That's the cloak.
What?
Don't
That's
worry,
right.
yeah, I'm gonna be doing actual damage. I have to just calculate my HP first, real quick.
No worries. Are you still standing?
What? What do you mean? Would I not be still standing?
I didn't know if I had given you enough damage last time for something.
No, I have 96 HP. This got to go up.
Okay.
All
So what
right,
you're telling me is you need a 15-headed pyrohydra up here. Okay.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So
Not challenging enough for these players.
This is for the first hit, or whatever hydra that is.
All right.
28 to hit,
28 hits.
and then plus this. Give me a second.
You're literally just rolling to just to make sure you hit above a 2, man, or above a 1.
Well, to be fair, the comma has a lower mod, or 16.
16, that still hits.
Ooh, all right, so.
Oh, that's
the
how
first-
fucking close I was. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that's unfortunate. for
dude,
you.
they only have a 15 AC. Yeah, these things aren't very special by any means. It's just a lot of these creatures.
I rolled just under.
That's rough, man. Okay.
Oh, my girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. Get that.
I will mention though, Rollman is fully surrounded now as you all watch. Oh, apparently that
That's the
doesn't matter.
first, Hydra.
The first one that hit you, okay? All right. The one that was okay. So these two are all right. Got you. It's still standing, just barely.
And then I'm just gonna do that same thing again.
Please no.
No, please yes. 33 to hit.
That hits. Yeah. You did more than doubled its AC.
And 17. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just copy this. How do I copy? Give me this. It's just gonna be the same numbers or same roll. 52 for the
second
attack.
creature. As you slice into it, watching more heads go flying, all you all see is just a red mist of heads getting lopped off and dropping to the ground around Roman as he just gets covered in blood, head to toe, as the creatures continue to try and bite at him.
Okay, and then... Oh,
it's a nat one. I mean, it still hits, but you can roll to see if...
well, that one's always a miss. So
That's true, but... yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Now we're good.
No.
And then for the comma...
I still love that fucking even nat one still manages to hit these creatures. That hurts me.
25, okay. So
25 hits?
Plus 5. Alright. 14 damage for that.
14. As you watch the other one draw, or the one of the hydras that moved over towards Roloman drop, as the last of its heads kind of flop over. The creature's body kind of beginning to immediately deflate, as a green gas begins to exude from its neck. Almost immediately, Roloman, give me a fortitude
I
save.
took the antitoxin.
This is not venom.
Oh, okay.
No.
What'd you need?
Actually, the venom thing, remind me, that makes you immune to the slow effect for next time. I actually fully forgot about that. I apologize. Fortitude.
What am I doing? Fortitude?
Yeah.
32.
No, you're fine. Although the disgusting rank scent of death and rot seems to come almost immediately out of this creature.
Yucky.
All right. As that ends its turn, the hydras are the rest of the hydras kind of watch on as they do. Still 10 standing of the creatures, as they are. As they finish up, the Knights of Tempelis are up. And Tempelis himself is going to grab his wand out of his pocket, smack it a few times against himself, and then pull out his spell scroll and activate it.
I just imagine him hitting himself in the head with the wand, just whack, whack.
Thankfully, because of the one thing, it does succeed. As you watch immediately, the albino female Hydra gets grasped up in this large black wood cage. Seems to pull it down onto the ground, immediately slamming it to and making it unable to do any combat. The creature is now considered prone. As Tempelis seems to scream in excitement, immediately his two party members shushing him as they look on down the hallway. The other two are going to grab out their wands as well, point them up towards the bats. And we're gonna see how this goes.
Shooting their wands.
One succeeds. Man, that hurts me so much.
Which one succeeds? Whose wand goes off?
So, you're about to find out. I'm just gonna find my note for this spell. Alright. Okay. As the spell circle immediately as the wand immediately glows kind of grasping the creature in this strange pink light. You see one of the bats immediately seems to turn towards the others and begins to try and attack and tear into them as the Pharaoh Goliath smiles. Poco saying something in a strange tongue, and the sea cliff dwarf looking up and smiling in agreement.
Is the string tongue primitive?
It is actually. Give me a listen check to see if you can hear it over, the death,
That's
the
fair.
hissing, and the combat
That's
element.
fair. I'm kind of surrounded by a bunch of heads that are hissing.
But I'll give you a chance.
I do speak primitive. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
I know the curse words are primitive at this point.
This is not a curse word of.
I figured I would ask.
No, yeah, it's fair. All right, Rollman, what's your listen check?
18.
You do not manage to catch it, unfortunately, over the loudness of the battle and kind of the high of the battle. Cinder, as you're kind of listening and staying as the chameleon you are, you hear the creature, Apoko go, "It worked! It worked! The small man was right with the cat ears."
Oh, God.
no.
Damn it.
Son of a
As
fucking
they will
bitch.
end their turn. At the top of the initiative, roll 'em in. You are up.
There are hydras around me.
Correct.
Okay.
All around you.
All right. 2 of them are critically injured, right? I believe.
Yes, correct. The one with the albino strip is the only one that's not injured at all currently.
All right. I would take a 5-foot step, so that I'm within 10 feet of both the critically injured ones, if possible.
Oh, they're surrounding you, so you're well within their reach. You will have to take a step forward to go to either one because they are 15 feet to either side of you.
Oh, they're on opposite sides of me?
Yep, you were surrounded until you killed the one.
Yeah, well, I was thinking if they're both on one side, then
No.
I could step close to that side. But if they're on opposite sides, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just pick one of them, I guess. I'll point at the hybrids and to Tempelos. You've got another one of those spells. Use it on this one. It's a hybrid.
He looks at you and nods as he will begin to pull out the secondary scroll.
Okay. I'll take a 5-foot step towards one of the injured ones. One that looks more heads which one has more heads?
At this point, you've left one with 3 and the other with 2. So.
Oh, the one with 3 then.
Yeah, as you step over towards it, kind of back towards the group, as the creature seems to hiss at you, standing between you and the rest of your party.
Goodbye.
18 hits.
No. Well,
Oh no, that's the listen. Never
I
mind.
haven't rolled yet.
My apologies.
28.
28 does hit.
It's 10 more than you thought it was, Royce.
I know, right?
Yes.
Like, damn.
39. What's the damage?
39. You watch as the creature drops to the ground as your blade cuts right through it. The creature's heart almost immediately getting caught by your blade as it begins to be pulled out as your blade kind of finishes its cut through. This point, a little bit of the amount of battle you've been in by now and the amount of bones you've gotten in, you're starting to feel a bit more of a dullness to the blade, though it seems to be cutting just as sharp.
Okay.
This is the new sword, damn.
It's like there's a
I've cut
reason
off
why the DM
many
mentioned
heads.
it. Alright. As you kind of stand over the creature, that ends your turn.
I mean, yeah. I took a 5-foot step, so I can't move anymore.
Alright. As you kind of stand on, looking back towards the other creatures, waiting for them to attack, they stare on in both surprise and concern as they prepare themselves. Alright. As Rolliman ends his turn, Cinder, you're up.
So the bats that are now, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only one that's fighting the others, or is
Correct.
it?
Yes.
Yep. I need all 3 of the other ones to make a reflex save.
There's 4, still. Because there's 5 in
well.
total. But alright.
Then 4.
4?
It's AOE.
Oh no, I don't like that. Alright. 26, 15, 16, and 23.
The middle 2 fail.
Okay.
as a fire starts to appear above and below them.
Okay.
Oh god.
You
Burn the
casting like a
show.
fire cyclone?
Kind of actually.
Cause the entire cavern to glow?
This is Flame Strike.
Okay. Ooh.
22 damage and half for the ones that succeed, as a giant pillar of flame envelops all of them.
Okay. As the creature seemed to be ignited into flame, the other bat kind of just barely brushing away from it, as it seems to flutter and kind of watch as the creature screech out, yelling in agonizing pain.
I doubt it matters, but just so you know, it's only half fire damage, half divine damage.
Okay. It does not in this case.
I didn't think it would, but it never hurts.
Do it again.
You want to do it again? It'd be my last fourth level spell.
Oh, maybe don't do that again.
Don't do it again. We might
I
need
could
that
bring-
here in a bit.
I could bring back our friend, guys. Engulfing Terror!
They're flying.
Not for the bats.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
The slime's gonna come back and be friends with the hydras.
Oh.
Summoning it right in the middle of them. They have something to play with.
What's the casting range on that? Fucking goddamn it.
35 feet for me right now.
Okay, so that
Actually, 40.
Okay, so that put that you could put it behind Rollerman into the group in the far back that have not moved forward yet.
Yeah, I just need to be closer to an enemy than Rollerman. That's all I really care about.
As the slime kind of appears immediately in front of the two hydras in the back that were kind of watching hesitantly, the creatures look down in surprise as they see the slime readying themselves for an attack.
It's the end of my
Slime
turn. I believe in my friend.
The slime can actually has a chance to hit it though too.
I gotta remember. It's what type of ooze again?
Gelatinous cube.
Gillette. Okay, let me pull up my notes for it. Alright.
It's a +2 to hit.
Hey, you could hit
It
them.
has
You
a
never know.
chance.
It does have a chance this time.
Actually, they do. Oh, they do. Yeah, for the slam. All right, let's see. And it's not moving, so that'll be 2 of these. That's
Hey! Did you confirm? Oh,
No.
no. It's just a hit.
It's just a hit, as the creature is going to go ahead and do its one attack. Which
Fucking pseudopod, amazing.
just
Loved him.
2d6. In this case, only causing 2 damage to the creature, as the gelatinous cube smacks one of the hydras, and the hydra just kind of looks at it, stares, and like fiddles its tongue, and then seems to look about as if it's confused. One could say the look of the fuck was that could be seen going across the hydra's face, or as the creature watched on. All right, Snow, what about you?
Dude, Snow's just defending fucking Melvin.
Okay. Staying on
Snow's gonna
top
wait
of
to
Melvin.
stab whatever comes here.
All right. The Hydra is up then, and she is going to try to break free of the trap. Which is not great. Nope. All right, ending her turn. James, my man, you are up.
Yeah. I don't want to get hit again, really, so I'm gonna pop my one of my spell tattoos for shield. My AC is now even higher.
Okay.
And then I'm not moving. What, Grumpy?
Become AC.
Mm-hmm.
I am the embodiment of can't touch this. For note, my AC is now 29.
Okay.
Cameron, do you wield like a physical shield?
I do. So it's
Those two
replaced-
things do not attack.
Oh wait, yeah. So it replaces that. Not 29. That put me up to 27 then.
Yeah, because it's a shield bonus. Yeah.
I take the higher shield bonus. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Still better. 27 's still better than what it was.
True. What do you
Dealing
think?
with those bats. I'm going to take a moment to take a drink of potion because I feel like I'm probably gonna get jumped by 4 bats.
I mean, the bats are
So-
screaming on fire, glaring, looking around right now for someone else.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that once their turn comes around, they're not gonna go after the shiny guy that's still standing.
That's true.
So I'm drinking one of the moderate healings for 23 health back. Thank God.
That was good. That was good.
All right.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
As you down the healing potion, tasting its cherry deliciousness, kind of prepping yourself on. All right, Melvin, still laying on the ground, buddy. As you have this this snow leopard kind of laying on your stomach. James kind of the side of you, just having taken the attack from the bats. What would you like to do?
First off, I would like to get up.
All right. Snow gladly jumps off of you and kind of steps off to the side as you stand up. All right. I can hear Melvin looking for a spell, and that worries me as he opens his little grimoire.
How high up are the remaining bats?
40 feet off the ground.
40 feet?
Correct.
And how far is Cinder from them?
About 15 feet if he is on the wall next to the corridor that you guys came down originally, which is my understanding of it.
That sucks.
Something else or something caught your mind?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something. Let's see if this will work first.
Uh-oh. Melvin's got a plan.
I hope so.
Why does everyone not like my bats? They're just friendly.
No, they're not very. What do you mean they're friendly? They just
We offered them a chance to be friendly. They decided to bite.
Yeah, right? Good.
Telepathically, Melvin would say to Cinder, he would just go, "Would it be alright if I move you?"
I need to check something if you even can talk in my head. Hold on.
Ring of mind shielding. Stuff.
No, he can. Yep. I don't care.
I would like to. I will cast Levitate.
Okay.
So Melvin's eyes will start to glow blue, and Cinder will kind of just slide down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then, now that he is outside of the 20-foot range,
Where you're just moving him 5 feet over to the left, away from the bats.
yeah, down to the left.
Okay, got you. Okay. Sinders, you feel yourself slightly kind of moving and around, almost like a puzzle piece.
And then Melvin points his finger to the ceiling, and I would like a reflex save from all of the bats that are left.
Ooh, all right.
all of the bets.
Let's see what you can do. 24, 30, 30, 20, 27.
All right. Well, they all succeed. So let's see.
Bats are dangerous.
Bats are dexterous.
These war bats are.
No. Y'all don't know. Ned also has a healthy hatred for bats. I've been notorious.
So they take half of that as
okay.
a fireball flies up and explodes into the ceiling.
You know, you didn't have to move me. You could have just aimed it further back and still hit them all.
As one of the bats goes down, or two of the bats go down, the creature seemingly immediately caught by your spell. What spell is this again?
Fireball.
Oh, fireball? What?
Yeah.
Classic fireball.
I didn't know druids got. Oh, wait, hold up.
He's a
No,
wizard.
it's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Is
This
fireball
not Ned.
third?
Yeah,
Yeah.
third.
Oh, it is third. That's right. Sorry, I'm thinking it was fifth. I was like, wait a minute. As the fire engulfs the creatures, the immediately hitting all of them, the bats scream once again in agony as the smell of cooking chicken can be smelt on the air. Fun fact: cooking bat does smell like chicken. Also tastes similar
Hey,
too.
look, lunch.
As
That's
the
what you get, bastards.
Melvin shouting this out as they cook. Two of them dropping to the ground as their bodies smoke, smelling like they've been perfectly cooked. The bats that remaining look a little bit more charred, breathing heavy, and their wings seem to be a little bit heavier. The creatures look around, and I believe, let me double check something for my spell. I think that gives the monster a chance to save. Ah, it does! Alright, great.
Break free, bat.
Let's do it.
Become yourself.
Just thinking.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, look easy. As Melvin shoots his fire up, the bat that had been charmed, immediately realizing, oh, these people are not my friend, as it is burning, turns and looks back down at you and glares down towards Melvin. Alright. Melvin is
sitting there holding a middle finger up and swearing at them.
Melvin has 2 spells cast. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Other than, I mean, I'm in my frost giant form, so
Correct.
I can't really like get down to hide behind frost, but Melvin would like try.
He's gonna go back down.
As you lay on the ground and get as close to the ground towards James and the rest of them as possible, kind of, and try to avoid being a target as you watch on. All right, yeah. Okay. As Melvin ends his turn, kind of standing back on the ground, watching the bats with concern as they seem to look over towards him. You hit their shit list, and they're going to turn and eat, and they want their dinner as they shout, once again, as to Cinder's dismay, dinner quite loudly. And the 3 of the remaining are going to make their flyby attacks on Melvin.
Cinder, or well, Snow. Snow is ready.
Snow is holding an action. That is correct.
Snow.
Snow.
Snow can hit him, right?
Let me
Look at him.
roll to confirm.
Can Snow hit 40 feet up in the air?
Are you saying
Well,
they
they'd
can-
have to
they-
come in within melee for their
Yeah.
flyby.
Oh, yeah.
The flyby attack.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Yes.
no, that's not. Thank you. I know that. I'm going. You let me finish. I'll explain my thought here. Melvin's currently a frost giant. That makes Melvin technically huge. Do you see how easy it'd be hard to hit something next to 2 medium creatures?
Snow is
It's
size
true.
large.
Oh, is Snow large? Oh, okay.
Also, didn't
Right
he
now,
say he
yeah, they're,
crouched
they're
down?
currently in a bigger form.
That's true. But yeah, go ahead. If you wanna, you are more than welcome to make the attack of opportunity.
Well, not attack.
Or-
Held action attack.
Held
'cause-
action. Thank you.
You got it. You got it, Snow.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for confirmation because I may or may not have
Killed yourself?
Where are you
No.
rolling?
No, quite the opposite.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to make you start rolling these in these chats so I can see it, my man. Or if you're rolling on the World Anvil, that's fine.
You did hit that.
No, so the SRD page just let you click things and roll for you.
Yeah, I know. I use it quite often.
Yeah. Well, it's not a coverage, so this isn't gonna do a lot, but Snow's gonna try.
You got it. Hey, damage is damage, man.
The damage is damage.
Oh, hey, look at that!
10 points as you slam into the creature. It is still standing as the Warbats manage it. Just barely. Ooh, fuck.
Alright, let's see if they can crack his new AC.
Melvin, 25, 26, and 27. Any of those hit with your
They
phone?
all hit.
Dude, then you increase. What was your new increase? Your new AC?
23.
His AC was
Oh.
23.
Never mind.
Alright.
Maybe you'll live though.
I don't think.
No.
No.
It did not live.
As
Shocker.
Rollerman looks back at you,
Yeah.
Melvin, giving you a thumbs up and trying to give a pep speech as you watch on at the wings of doom as they come back down, slashing across your face as they screech out, yelling food, as they flutter back up towards their 40 feet. Looking down towards you, lot the creatures kind of seem to stare for a moment, watching as they screech out. Alright. I don't mean to pick on Melvin, it's just, you're the big target here. You
Maybe
and
use your other smaller forms.
It's true. All right. Because I thought Apoko was going to be the largest person here. All right. As they end their turn, though, the 10 Hydras are up. The 2 of which are still surrounding Rollerman and going to immediately take their attacks.
Yeah, how many heads they got?
It would be 5 on one and 2 on the other, so 7.
All right.
20. Oh, and they are technically, it would still be technically flanking as they move up.
You wouldn't have been the
Trust me.
target. if
I've
you
learned it
didn't
doesn't matter what I do, somehow I'm always the target. It's not that you're always the target, it's just you also just incinerate them with a lot of damage and kill 2 of
The
them.
27 and the crit. Yeah,
27,
yeah,
and let
crit.
me see if I can confirm the crit. Let's go. Ah, 6, sadly. No.
Just 2 hits.
Alright.
Treatment
Look,
again.
I was trying to give them a different target. I'm shiny, damn it.
Let's see. That is 10 points of damage.
Okay.
As you feel the creatures tear into you, the one with 2 heads immediately loses its second head.
Oh, well, it's probably gonna die here.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
second. Give me a second. 18 hit. I rolled
That
one on the
hits.
other attack because this will probably just kill it.
Yeah.
44 points of damage.
You watch as the creature immediately goes down as you slice into it, tearing hard into the creature. As
Were both those attacks from the same creature? Or was,
no, one was from one and one was from the other. So, if you want to roll again,
Yes.
I already calculated for the 6, but for your actual attack.
Yeah. Okay. 25 to hit.
That hits. Doesn't have much special to it, sadly. Oh, I forgot to add the acid damage to the attack earlier.
How
Yeah,
much total can I
this
do?
is
'Cause
the hybrid.
There
I
you go.
have acid reduction.
I know. That's why I forgot about it. There's
Yeah.
2 that doesn't do anything to you. I think
39 points of damage to that.
39. The Hydra is still standing as you chop into it. Not a single head removed as the creature stares on at you with or refusal and
Good.
anger.
It can probably survive the second hit then too.
All right. Second hit. What?
I get 2 per.
Oh, no, it only hit you once.
Yes, I get
What?
2 per hit that it gets on me.
Oh, got you.
One from the full blade, one from the counter.
Got you.
Oh,
Oh.
well, never mind.
Apparently not. You want to roll to confirm?
Yes.
Okay. As you manage to swing into the creature, cutting at it and tearing into its chest, the scales seemingly bouncing off more of your blows than you expect, as your commas can't even manage to cut through. The creature seemingly sturdier as you find a decent opponent.
Ah, good.
Alright, let's see. Let's do... Give me a second. We're going to see if any of the others are going to try to move forward. What the... Oh.
3 of their friends
Well,
die.
two of them have a nice little ooze to play with.
Okay. You watch as more begin to move up, Rollman, and they are going to use the... Let me make sure my movement speed is enough. Let me double check my notes. Okay, so 3 more are going to surround you, while 2 others manage to make it up a bit behind them, standing about 10 feet back. The last 2 of the Hydras in the room seem to still stand over by the cube. The 3 others that are going to come up behind you are going
I'll
to
use enemy action to go invisible.
Ah! Fuck! Wait, what? They are snakes. Wait, hold up. No, shit! They don't have invisibility. What? Alright.
Only the higher level ones do.
Roll
Higher
me
headed ones.
a hide check in this case to see, we'll set a DC.
I'm sure. Okay.
Because invisible, I think, gives you a bonus to your hide check.
Yeah, it's a plus
I guess you
40 if you're not moving.
Plus 40.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
not really-
they theoretically can't see you, but you never know.
Okay. 51.
Give me a second. Wait, that's what they get. You fucking. Okay, so that's gonna hurt me. That hurts. Okay. As the creatures seem to watch on, kind of waiting, looking about, confused, they immediately are going to turn. And since you are going to, since you turn invisible, the three that were standing around you, still having their second action, are going to turn and start heading over the 20 feet to the entrance to the doorway.
Oh, they had 15 feet of reach.
No, they're moving 20 feet.
Oh,
Yes,
see.
they're using the second action
thought you
to
were, like,
move
saying
20
they're
feet
attacking
extra.
20 feet.
No.
Weird.
No, they're going to walk over 20 feet and then begin to pile into the doorway next to each other as they start to stare into the room. The group of Tempels looking very concerned as they watch on as these creatures move. Two of them will pass within 10 feet of you.
I'm here. I'm ahead of them.
I think that'll break your invisibility.
Nope.
It does not for his.
This ability does not break on attacks.
Oh.
It is not the invisibility spell.
Oh,
It is
okay.
a class feature. It's different.
That's horrible.
Okay. So this is gonna be. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? That's 3 nat ones.
Man's got Tempelus's luck now. All right, you're good.
Okay.
You beat the 5 nat 1 in a row. 17. All right, succeeds.
Okay. Let me check real quick how much extra damage. Okay. So that's the first one that passes by is 17 damage.
17. Okay.
And then for the other Hydra that passes by, 24 to hits.
24 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, we're good. Alright, now here's the damage.
Let's see.
43.
As you slash into the creature, kind of passing by, as its multitudes of its heads kind of go dropping to the ground, the creature seems to stop, kind of looking about. Immediately, it activates its immediate action, and its heads reattach as soon as they do. But you notice the eyes are still blank. The heads seemingly droop as they attach onto the body. The Hydra stares on as 3 of the heads seem to be dead. Alright, as they head over, standing in the doorway, kind of watching on, they will end their turn. The albino one is going to turn toward, or not albino stripped one, the hybrid as it was called, is going to turn towards the party, and is going to try to chuck a loogie at you lot. We're gonna roll a d4 to see who he's aiming at. Let's see. Cinder. Alright, cool.
Can't see Cinder?
It can't see technically any of them. It's arching. Aiming for where it last saw a group of them, and so this is why it's taking a modifier to it. Does an 8 hit, Cinder?
I'm gonna give you a shocking revelation. No.
As you watch a loogie of this lean, thin acid coating come landing onto the wall next to you, seemingly drooping down to the ground as it does. You kind of watch as the creatures seem to have come back from behind the now 3 Hydras that are standing in the doorway, staring down your party. All right. The 2 are going to immediately roll to attack the slime. And this is about to be a bloodbath, as I don't think I can miss.
Hey, 2 of them missed.
No, it has a 4 in initiative. 2 of them do because of the nat ones. But beyond that, how much HP does this poor thing have? Not enough. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, alright. 1d10 plus 3. And like Melvin, the cube is immediately torn to shreds by the Hydras as they just tear chunks out of it, snapping its core. If the creature could scream, it would in horror.
The cube.
Alright, the knights are up. Paco is going to immediately rage.
Yeah, he's got targets now.
Yep. And immediately is going to roll 2d100s.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
If this man comes beyond liability, I'm gonna kill him.
All right. You are about to hate this entirely. 96. I get to roll again. This is about to be bad. 89. Oh, you're about to learn the worst part about this. And then, so we'll take a second roll for that. Okay, so 65 and 85. The entire area begins to become covered in heavy plant life. You begin to see moss growing everywhere, trees start to sprout out. It's like a well has just opened up of nature in the entirety of this long corridor. A little bit of what looks to be these glowberries seem to even light up the cavern, creating a low light vision for 50 feet around you all. And for the second... Oh no! Well, this is accurate. I knew this would happen. You watch as Apoko suddenly angrily screaming out as around them this force kind of envelops and expands out the ground littering with this green. And as they finish roaring, they pop out of existence.
Oh no.
Good. Problem gone.
Nice.
Do I recognize what might have happened to them?
You can give me a spellcraft check.
Sure, a bonus for having similar things happen to him.
Do I get a bonus, for popping out of existence before?
No, but I've got a DC in mind for it, so don't worry.
Okay. I'm double checking this, making sure I have...
You cannot pop friendly face.
That doesn't work on this.
Friendly face anyway.
14.
The friendly face is his sense motive. 14. As you kind of think for a second, it seemed to be a similar effect to what happened to you, but where they went is anybody's guess.
They vanished themselves. This is a problem.
The fighter is going to pull out his bow, pull back, and he is going to take a shot. Still miss.
Nice job.
Oh no, he had to pull his bow out. That ends his turn as you watch the arrow bounce off one of the hydras, kind of clattering to the ground as he looks back at you lot, and looks forward again. Tempelis is going to roll his thing. And this now will be a bonus to that. So let's see. Thank God. You watch as the hybrid one standing in front of you, Rolamint, immediately gets trampled to the ground, pulled down by a wooden cage, as a spell scroll in hand disintegrates. Alright. Put a note there. Alright. And since he is not moving, he is going to turn over towards James, and he is going to cast, or rather not cast, toss from his chest, or from on his chest, a oil vial at you. James, you can choose to save, or you can choose to fail. Or you can choose to try and save, or you can choose to fail.
Do I sense malice? That'll be my only thing.
Give me a sense motive check.
Don't you literally have a paper that'll burn?
You do.
Yeah,
have a paper.
is the emblems burning?
It is not.
I'll trust him.
You feel as this oil slathers onto you, your weapon is now considered a +5 weapon.
Oh, cool.
You can
That'll
hit
give me
hard.
that'll boost me up from what it was to if I have a +11 to hit with this now, guys. I might actually do
There
something.
you go.
As you feel the greater magic weapon oil kind of slather over you immediately, giving you a bit of a glimmer, you feel your weapon begin to glow and see the magic beginning to centralize around it as Tempelis smiles over towards you and then looks back at you lot and goes, Alright, I'm out of potions. Good, the rest is on you lot.
I
And
already
he
went
will
through
end
3
his turn.
potions I gave him. Damn.
No, that's not what he... clearly that's not what he meant. Rolliman, you're up.
Okay, so there's 3 that move past me.
Yes, correct.
Cool. All right. I'm still invisible, by the way. That last round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my boots to the battle charger to, as a standard action, charge towards the middle one.
Okay,
Beat the shit out of him.
let's see what you got.
Yay. All right. Can I have better than bad luck? 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Wait, can I finally join the session now?
I'm just gonna roll. I'll roll the first 2 because then I just kill him.
You know, you can say something if you... Yes, go ahead.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay. I'm just gonna combine both these damages into one.
Alright, let's
So that's
see.
easier.
Make sure... whatever works.
Yeah. They might die. 92 damage.
As you watch slicing through, I assume you are going over the creatures in the doorway that stepped away?
Yeah, the 3
Okay.
that they're very close to each other, right?
Yep, they're all right next to each other. Yep.
I'm
yeah.
going for the middle one for those first two attacks.
As Cinder, James, and Melvin, as you watch, seeing these creatures kind of staring at you angrily, getting ready to snap and bite at you as they try to catch James and pull him towards him. Suddenly, one of the creatures is split nearly clean in half as Rolliman just comes through standing, covered in blood as he looks on.
They see nothing. I'm invisible.
That's true. They see a figure of what looks to be something cutting this creature in half suddenly, assumedly thinking it's you.
Okay, now the Kamos.
Melvin's watching the bats up in the sky.
On the left.
Either the spirits of
Hydra.
my ancestors are finally fighting back for me, or Rollman walked up.
Alright, Rollman. Oh, 34 hits?
Hold on. Does my Kamos crit on a 19 and 20? Oh, I don't think they do. I forget.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Melvin, I forgot I downed you.
Hey, someone get him up. No, that's not a crit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Dang a crit. Thanks, Zach.
Oh, luckily I'm standing right by you and I have more potions. It's okay.
So do the knights. I just didn't realize Melvin was down.
Both hit.
24 does hit, and so does 34, yeah. Do you crit on a 19 with your combos?
Not with the Kamos, I just
Okay.
checked.
Okay.
Only on 20.
Got you.
23 points of damage to
Okay. As you turn and slice into it, the creature looks immediately loses a head as it stares on and looks around in shock.
Alright, and then as a standard action, I'm going to use a maneuver Steel Wind with the full blades to attack both the Hydras.
Okay.
Or well.
I still get every time you say Steel Wind, I still get flashbacks to Tick Trick.
Yeah.
I get flashbacks all the way to
I see.
That hits.
What?
He's
Raz's
thinking.
character.
He never did that. He was a swashbuckler. I don't even think Steel Wind existed at the time. 25. We'd have to double check. No, I know. I don't know if it existed back when we were playing back in 2017. Yeah, there's a callback. For those who've been sticking with the channel since forever, if you've seen Time Fuckers, feel free to comment down below.
53 to the
53
right. Hydra.
on top of the 23 from earlier.
No, the 53 is to the right Hydra.
Oh,
This
to the
next
one on the right.
damage will be-
The one with the missing. Yes, you watch as the creature drops immediately as its head seemed to fall to the ground. The creature, it hasn't passed its action. Never mind. No, as the creature drops dead.
And this is to the left one.
All
45.
right. 45 damage.
Yes.
The creature is left with a single head barely standing as it seems to look on as you all watch a bloody mist happen to these hydras out of nowhere as heads go flying and bodies get shredded by seemingly an invisible force.
That's my turn.
Alright, as Rolliman ends his turn covered head and toe in hydra blood as he is.
I've been
Okay.
covered in blood for a long time.
You have. Cinder, you're first up on that, on your initiate group.
Killer convinced the bats.
Well, I kind of have to because I can't fucking move because I'm being levitated by a currently dead man.
It's
I'll
true.
get him up in a minute.
Well, I moved you and then let you go.
So you're just attached to the wall at this point where you were at?
Where he moved you to, yeah. He moved you like a fridge magnet.
What was that?
Doesn't really change what's gonna happen here anyway. You said that Hydra's barely alive.
Yes,
God
correct.
damn it. I'm not gonna get to kill any of them.
Of course you do. You're a support.
With a hammer. You're not the DPS, James.
It's true.
Let's see.
You are the healing tank.
Ranged attack. Okay. You know, shockingly, this might actually... I could miss.
You could.
Don't miss.
I got 2 of them, so we're gonna see. You know, 23 for the first. On that
23 hits? Oh, wait, on the bats or on the,
Hydra.
Hydra? Yeah, hits on the
You
Hydra.
probably don't need to hit it twice.
Well, I do if I
9.
roll like that. Roll like that.
9 damage. It is you watch as the creature's body is. What are you casting?
Oh, this is Splinter Bolt, the Titan-sized, like wooden, basically
Sliver.
shanks.
As you
That's
start
right out.
shooting bolts out from the now naturey ground from the roots that seem to fly out, the creature seemingly stabbed multiple times. It seems to roar in pain as it coughs up blood, bits of a stick kind of sticking out of gaping wounds. The creature is still standing, but it looks in rough shape.
Don't worry, it shoots multiple bolts. There we go.
Oh.
Oh,
12 to hit?
yep.
12 does not hit, sadly, as the creature seemingly kind of smacks away the bolts with its tail.
Don't worry, we're still going.
Oh no.
You get 3 of them.
21 hits. How many of these bolts do you get? Jesus.
Well, I'm casting it twice, so 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Woo! You watch as the splinters kind of go driving through the creature's neck, immediately managing to sever it in a clean and almost macabre-like way as the bolts slam into it one after another. The head and the body dropping to the ground in front of you, Rollman. All right, Cinder. That's 2. That's 2 of them, huh?
How far is the nearest bat?
It is from where you're at, 20 feet to your right, and 40 feet up in the air. Or sorry, 35 feet up in the air because you're up a little bit.
Oh, thank God. He said 35. Now it's in range. Perfect. There's 1 bolt left from this double. Also, it would help if I rolled the correct to hit, which was higher than what I've been rolling.
That would help.
That would probably help.
17 on the bat. Let's see. That does not hit.
Unfortunate.
As the creature seems to fly out of the way and easily dodging for the surprising roots. All right. That's 2 your spells, Cinder. So that's end of your turn, right?
Yep.
Thank God, no slime. Fuck you. Snow. Still standing on the side of Melvin. Hasn't done anything.
It has nothing to do.
Yep.
Like,
You can prepare to attack another bat.
well, they're just gonna wait to bite another bat.
All right. Okay. As we go down, they are going to make another reflex save to see if they can break free of this. At this point, I think I have to crit, sadly, to do it. Yep, I do. Almost! Almost! Alright, but that ends its turn. James, you are up as Melvin lays on the ground unconscious behind you.
Turn, pour a potion right down his throat.
This guy's got
All right.
questions about those veins.
Roll!
Okay.
Melvin, you're back up 12 HP! As you come to life again, tasting the familiar taste of the cherry medicine, as you look up and see James looking down at you as he pours down a potion down your throat.
Go
ahead.
Now, how many rounds has it been since we last checked on the horses? How close is that clopping getting?
Give me a listen check.
It's been 4 rounds, I believe.
I have Melvin near me, so that boosted up by how much? No, wait, no, I don't have it. You're not near me, so that doesn't matter. So this would just be this.
One more addition.
12. Damn.
You'd guesstimate around 8 rounds now until these creatures will show up.
Okay, that's a little worrisome. I'm going to ready an attack for the bats when they swoop down.
Okay. Alright, so held action. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, Melvin. You're up. You're
Please stay low.
conscious. And you're on mute. Did he step away? Did I miss that? Oh,
No, I'm here.
Okay, making sure. Alright. As you feel that 12 HP back to you from James, what do you want to do? So I know the shock of being smacked down twice, one after another, probably isn't doing Melvin's psyche any good.
After this, think about it. We got a bear to fight.
Melvin's looking through his spell book real quick as he pulls it out. So anything that personally says kills bats better.
Yeah, I think that's about too.
Melvin looking to create the spell of Bat Be Gone.
We could make the spell bat. Turn a bat into a bat.
I am going
Yeah.
to look up at the ceiling where the bats are, still laying on the ground. And I'm just going to put my middle finger straight in the air. And I would like to cast Summon Swarm and summon a swarm of bats around me.
That's funny.
Alright, let me pull up Bat Swarm real quick. Oh, God. That's amazing. Okay. If I remember right, the swarm just attacks whatever's closest?
Yeah, whoever's space it occupies at the end of the move.
Alright, as you summon these creatures, seemingly as they appear out of nowhere, as you're popping out of your middle finger one by one as they form a swarm, following towards the other bats, the huge war bats, the creatures seem to shriek in joy as they start heading over towards them. Alright. And remind me, do they act on your action, or what you tell them to do, or are they independent?
It is...
The caster has no control.
Yeah, independent.
Okay, alright, well, and as you cast it still laying down, they'll go after you. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Melvin, as you watch those bats head over towards the war bats?
No, I think that is it for now.
Okay. As you watch the swarm of bats following your order, they're going to head over immediately and start attacking the creatures. I'm just seeing if they get anything interesting.
So they get D6 of damage, they have distraction, and then they also cause bleeding.
Yep. Alright, let's see if they can manage an attack here. That is 17 to hit, which does not, sadly, by the creatures. Oh no, it's whatever spot. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
They just have to stand there.
It's
Never
just
mind.
if they're-
Swarms just
yeah.
hit. Yeah.
Ah, got you. That'll be 2 points. As the creatures seem to surround them, biting and kind of nipping at the larger bats, the two seem to kind of get annoyed at each other. And I will have them do their fortitude save. Because it is any living creature. Oh no, it's when it begins its turn. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's a heal check.
Alright. As the creature. Is it? Oh, I see. For the
They're
wounding.
bleeding.
Yeah. For the wounding. Okay. Bleeding can be stopped by which they have to make it. All right, cool. So they are not. So the creatures will take wounding at the beginning of each of their turns, or rather, yeah, at the beginning of their round. All right.
They do need to make a fortitude save at the start of their turn, though.
Yep, I saw that. Alright, as the swarm of bats kind of surrounds the warbats, biting, and the sounds of the screeching as the two competitive species begin to bite at each other, the warbats are up, and they will make their fortitude. I will be honest, I have to roll a nat 1 to fail.
That one.
It's not a nat 1, sadly. And let's see, that's for that. And then they will take 1 point of damage, which still leaves them fine as the creatures kind of angrily screech. And they're going to turn. Cinder, you originally walked up, 20 feet up the wall? So you're 15 feet up?
I walked 15 feet up the wall.
So you're 10 feet. James, how tall are you?
I am 4'6".
However, for note, I'm also blended into the wall.
I know.
I'm kind of the same color as the wall.
But bats don't fight with their sense of sight. They fight with blind sight.
They can see me even.
I'm just double checking something. Yeah. All right. They are going to go after James first. Again, still shouting, "Give me my food!" as they charge forward. This will be 3 flyby attacks, which will give you your held action, James.
Yep.
Welcome. Hit him where it hurts.
Let's see what you got. That hits!
Ooh, nice.
Guys, make sure of this. Do I have the weapon plus to the damage as well?
You do.
Okay, so this is plus to that.
I believe so.
16 from
Yes.
the hammer smacking in.
Ooh! As you slam into the creature, you hear feel the thud on the bat as it seems to hit hard. The bat, though, seems still coming at you as it seems to kind of scramble around, biting and nipping at your hands and arms. 31,
Only 2
29,
hits.
20. Alright, the one nipping at your hands as you kind of wave it away after smacking it seems to flutter off awkwardly as its wings, its entire sense of balance seems to be slightly off. Alright.
Look, I'll take less damage this time.
That's
was
true.
cool.
Well, it's also not to get poor Melvin hit again.
Yeah.
You take 40 points of piercing damage.
Since they're attacking James, are they close enough for Snow?
Well, Snow does get their health action, yeah.
Technically, yeah, I would say that does make sense, yeah. Snow will get their held action if you want to roll for it.
Sure then. Come on, Snow. I know you feel really high because these things have stupidly high AC.
They do. They are warbats, and they're also huge creatures.
Snow ain't doing anything.
Snow ain't doing anything. Snow jumps up, trying to bat at one of the creatures as it seems to flutter away just in time after scratching at James. The cat, or Snow, kind of growling slightly up towards the creature as it does, showing it, baring its fangs. All right. The warbats don't finish their turn. The hydras are going to go ahead. Well, let's see. At this point, half their numbers, they're dominant, and they're.
Oh, at this point, I do reappear.
Okay,
At the
good.
start of their turn.
Got you. As a swift action once again.
No. It just ends. The invisibility.
Got you.
It's been the round.
And the hydras are going to begin burrowing into their holes behind them and begin to retreat as the last 6 remaining creatures fall back. They are going to burrow a total of 60 feet as they go down below, closing up the holes behind them as they kick up the dirt, ending their turn. The Knights of Tempelis are up. Tempelis is going to turn, seeing Melvin is on the ground, he is going to grab a potion and walk over towards you and pour it down your throat, Melvin. As he looks in your eyes, realizing you're awake, he'll just kind of smile and go, well, I mean, it could be worse. Add 37 HP to your back.
Cool.
As he smiles down
James
and goes,
barely standing, looking very injured.
And looks at
I gave him
James,
12.
lightly pats you on the shoulder, James, and goes, by the way, and as you immediately, James, have a sense of the tunnels underground, you can now see a somewhat almost map of the area around you, and you can count about 60 enemies coming your direction, simulated as simple red dots. One larger amongst them that seems to be at the head. From what you can tell, they are about 200 or so feet from where you guys are currently. As Tempelis looks at you and smiles and goes, little panic for you, as he steps over towards his group again.
I assume the Goliath is still gone.
The Goliath is still gone, as they will not be back until round 10, due to their role. And lastly, the Dirty Fighter is going to turn his bow and himself and start looking down the other hallway to the right, and he is going to grab an arrow and toss it at the ground. Let's see if he can pass. Nope. Actually, no, it does. Oh, thank God. All right. I forgot magic items do not require spellcraft checks. And ignore that. Neither do arrows, apparently, which I thought they did. You watch as a large wall of earth begins to erupt from the ground and pulls up, blocking the tunnel. As the dwarf or the sea dwarf looks back at you a lot, gives you kind of a thumbs up, and as he looks about, readying himself.
Give him a thumbs up. Excellent play, sir.
Since I don't know where Cinder is, I'll just say Cinder scrounge the loot as planned.
As we exit out of initiative at the end of it, as you all have about five rounds from what you can tell until these creatures will show up. Tempelis just will look back at you a lot and go, so, good news, is that wall should hold for at least 2 rounds of attacks from these creatures. The bad news is, our friend can't appear somewhere else, so they have to reappear here when they come back, which means we need to hide.
We can probably hide in the breeding den with no problems, as I will give a whistle for the Arctic man to come down this way.
Further, it didn't do it the last time.
Well,
roll a handle animal, James.
I tried to give it different directions last time to go hide or something, so this is just
very
a call
complex.
for me.
You tried to give very complex directions as an animal. It did not work, shocking.
It didn't work. This is just, me calling it to me. I really have to hope for a good roll.
We also like just
12.
James, as you call for the creature, it just kind of stares at you, stands there, lifts its leg up slightly, and starts itching its side.
Can I just call the fucking wolf?
Cinder, get the loot. I'll just go grab it and bring it here.
Alright, sure.
I go grab that car and bring it there.
As you head down the hallway towards it, splitting off Tempelis and let me pull up his name again. Rels kind of stand at the wall, readying themselves as they do, looking back.
Can I get back in time?
Huh? Oh, easily.
Do I get back in time? Okay.
As Roman starts running down the hallway towards the to get the creature and bring the wagons down, Cinder, you said you're gonna go over towards the creatures and start looting them. What are you looking for? What are you looting?
It was mentioned by Tempelis earlier that these creatures would shit out magic items and just kind of leave them there because they're basically animals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm checking for those. After I'm going to cast a spell in front of the wall. I'm going to cast Path of Frost in front of the wall.
Okay. Give me a search check for any sort of magical items.
Let's see. 11. Okay. not 2d20, please.
Always 2d20.
No, I wish, but no.
Alright.
I wish it was always 2d20. That'd be a lot better for me.
It would
I
help.
can
It would
make
help.
it, but
Let's see. I rolled a 7. I have a plus 11, so 18.
18. As you look about, there does not seem to be any clear signs of anything glimmering. As you look towards where there looks to be basically a pile of snake shit. Nothing kind of glows or glimmers that catches your attention upon an immediate look.
Would it help if I had the spell Treasure Scent to see?
It would.
Which I found out is not a literal scent spell. I do not have to smell the shit.
No, I got you.
Despite the name.
You do not sense a single bit of treasure anywhere in this room.
Wonderful. There's nothing here.
Well, you look about. Melvin, what about you? Is there anything you'd like to do?
I just look around the room, see if there's any other entrances, openings, anything like that.
I mean, there is. Here I can post, or just for the map reference, once more for you, a little bit from earlier when we had all the Hydra still alive. With you lot, kind of standing in this little bottom left box, there is a hallway to your left, if you're looking towards where all the H's are, which is where the Hydras were. If you're looking to your left, that is the hallway you guys came down from. Behind you, there is what looks to be a bit of a mining town or outpost kind of set up here, as well as another hallway even further down that you can kind of catch the attention of. So to say you're exposed, you're not out in the open, but you're not exactly locked off anywhere.
Let me see. I think I would just try to get out of the way.
Okay. All right.
And also become my kobold form, so I'm little again.
Shrinking down while you watch on at the or out and about. As you kind of change to the kobold, Tempelis kind of looks back, looking over at James, and he goes, "Where did your large friend go?"
I just point to Melvin.
Your shape? Are you a succubus?
No.
Ah, an incubus. My apologies. I fully understand. I'm a fiend myself. I come from the House of Closen's territory as well.
Still, no, but we'll go with it.
Go with? I'm not I'm quite confused. If you wouldn't mind. He kind of looks at you.
A special instance with shape changing. He's not.
Let's focus on the current task.
Yeah, looks. Huh? Go ahead.
Yes, we should get into the breeding area, and if we can create one more wall, they should most likely ignore us and continue down the line.
Nods at that and kind of looks about and as he looks back at the wall. James, as Melvin kind of steps off to the side, kind of getting out of the way, shape shifting into his kobold form. Is there anything else is there anything you'd like to do?
Move into the breeding.
Okay. Heading into it, put kind of over towards Cinder, pushing past the many bodies that are blocking the way as you kind of find the little pathway that Roland made as he split one of the corpses in half.
Yeah, there's a bunch of corpses everywhere.
Yeah. As you push in, kind of passing by, Cinder seems to be kind of standing over about midway into the room, looking over towards one corner where you can see a pile of something, seemingly kind of shrugging as he looks back over towards you lot. Melvin, I assume, following after James into the room, as well as Roland a few moments later.
Yep.
Tempelis and Rels kind of look about and go, take a second, and then Tempelis, like, kind of catching what you guys are doing, immediately starts to walk over as Rels lets the spell deactivate as the two of them begin to push through the Hydras, and he is going to once again take an arrow and jam it into the ground, activating Earth Wall, shoving some of the corpses back into the room as he does so. And then he will step back a few feet with Tempelis as the two of them will kind of watch with concern and worry as the wall kind of fills up the doorway.
Okay, now we wait. How long do the bus spells you put last session last, James?
It's a few minutes, so
Okay. That's not them all. All right.
they will be 7 minutes because of my caster level. So yeah, they'll still be up.
All right, all of you give me a hide and move silent check, if you will. Actually, just a hide, because I assume none of you are going to be moving around as you start to hear the clopping sound of the herd of horses beginning to get louder and louder, almost like rolling thunder that is beginning to rumble closer as you lot kind of listen
So
in.
my invisibility lasts.
Do I get any bonus for hiding against the ceiling?
Yes. I'll give you a +5 for that. Sure. Cinder got a 14. Okay.
My invisibility lasts 1 round. Was that long enough to get the bonus from it or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's great. That's great. It'll just be me that doesn't get it.
Be happy I didn't ask you to do move silently as well then.
Yeah, because I just have to make sure that.
Damn, Rollman.
Said the invisibility would count, so that's invisibility.
So this will be. I'm doing my best, guys.
That's rough. As the rolling thunder kind of the hose begin to echo louder and louder down the corridor, many of you trying to kind of like hold your breath, quieting down. Melvin begins to float towards the ceiling, seeing a couple of seeing the bat's wooden structure. Melvin, you do notice there is something glittering of gold in the bat's little wooden structure at the top of the cave. But as you all kind of hold your breath, kind of keeping quiet for a second, the wall scene or the rumbling kind of goes by, and the creatures continue on as you hear them suddenly come to an abrupt stop, and then begin rumbling again in a different direction. And they see after a few moments, the sound seems to dissipate.
Is James's map still up that he somehow got from Tempella's?
Yeah. Do I still see the red dots?
You do not see them anymore, and you do still see the map. It looks to be that the entirety of the area is clear.
We're clear.
Tempelis gives a thumbs up as Rels deactivates the stone wall in front of them, and Tempelis kind of walks over to the group of you and kind of looks back at you and goes, "Well, I guess I'll take the hybrid and the albino one, and if you lot want to skin and take, you can collect whatever's left. I wouldn't mind some of the leather, but if you're planning to keep most of it, I understand."
I think some of the leather out of all of this can be arranged for you. Looking at the lots of Hydra bodies and then looking out at the one that has divine iron hide, except for that one, I think that one needs to be sold off as quickly as possible.
Yes, the large one will be, that one I would recommend actually being sent to Regan Utham for research. I think as far as it goes, we send the albino and the hybrid, and then the rest of them, skin and toss. I hear the Underdark is great for fishing if you want to use some of the meat.
Tempelis.
He nods.
How long until your friend comes back, and he entered a rage when he left. Is he gonna still be in a rage and be dangerous?
Well, if Poco's still alive. He kind of sneezes suddenly out of nowhere. No joke, that's actually there's a reason why. That was also good timing on my part. That wasn't on purpose, but alright.
You know, the DM snorted black pepper for the bit.
I know, right? No, it's just water. High H2O. Tempels kind of looks about and as he sneezes and goes, "But if I'm..." He wipes his nose on his sleeve and kind of chokes it back for a second, sniffling pretty hard as he does, and goes, "If I had to guess, Paco should be here within a few moments. Problem though, yes, she will still be angry, assuming nothing has tried to kill her on that side, wherever she is. I should also warn, she is not the type that rages normally. Every time she does something, well, magic kind of surges around her."
Looks at the plant life thriving in the cave.
See
Yeah,
that.
I noticed.
What is the best way to subdue them?
Well, we usually run, as he looks over at Rels, who nods. Usually she chases us. We saw a squirrel once that we ran into that had some issue about a foreign land, about an imaginative land that we insulted, and it similarly was the same plan. So the creature chased us for miles. We managed to or avoid it. We usually just keep running until she calms down.
And how long does that take?
Days, weeks, months, depends on the situation.
You want to knock them out?
No, not really.
You would rather have them rage through the Underdark for a month?
Well, I have a theory. The last time she went to a foreign plane, which no, this is not the first time this has happened, she came back exhausted and bruised, as well as down to 1 HP and missing a toe. So, my feeling at this point is that she's probably not going to come back in much better shape, given she's not been back yet, and this is the longest she's been gone.
Okay. Roman is prepared to subdue someone if they come through and they're angry. And by subdue, I mean beat them.
Gotcha.
Tempella's, why don't you work with there to skin the hydras?
I don't skin creatures. That's for the help. As he looks up, he kind of like gives a look at Cinder.
Look at him.
I give a look at James, but I'm not making this fucking item.
He looks back over at James and goes, "You're noble, aren't you? I mean, how do you know these skills? They're not taught to us."
You learn them on the job, and if you're going to be traveling, it's better for you to know than not.
Well, that's why I have a Poco. She does all the cutting, skinning, crafting.
Poco's not here
We'll
right
have a
now.
Poco help then when she gets back.
You think they're going to be safe to help? Based on what they just said?
If they are, they are. If they're not, then I'll help. Those are the options.
Just stay away from my hydras while I work. Just
He nods and kind of looks over at Melvin and goes, "By the way, young sir, if you don't mind my asking, I heard your name being Melvin. Are you the Melvin of the Cryptic Cabal?"
I may be related.
I must say I'm a huge fan. I've heard about your expenditures over in Zebral's lands. I mean, millions of platinum coin being passed about to you lot and being handed some of the most rare and unique treasures of the world's histories. I mean, you lot managed to take on a whole horde of trolls by yourself on your first days of adventuring. Please, if you have any advice, I would greatly appreciate it.
Well, as you could see, I'm not very good at the combat part, so
I
hiding,
understand.
Hiding is a good suggestion.
I do agree. It tends to come in handy. That's why I have two tankers that fight for me while I stand in the back.
Yeah, standing in the back isn't always as safe as you think it is either.
Really?
Yeah.
Nods at that. Goes, I must ask, I'm curious, but your shape-changing ability, can you do that to other things?
I mean, there's a few different options.
Well, I mean, like, are you able to use that ability on others more than your own?
I don't believe so.
He nods and goes, interesting. I ran into a rare tribe of people like you. They called themselves changelings. There was a beautiful female there that tried to do this fertility dance, and I just couldn't say no. Had a similar skill though. They were able to change their form at will, different sizes, shapes, and all that. By chance, are you related to them? I mean, I've seen your people.
I do not believe so.
Interesting. And looks over at Cinder and James and Rollman again and goes, "Well, with that, I'll take my rest here. I need to gather up my potions and see how many scrolls we have left while we wait. And if I'm correct, then right about," as he looks over towards the spot where Poco disappeared and suddenly appears a Poco in a blackened smoke. What was that, Rollman?
Yeah, I'm looking at the same spot. I'm just ready.
Yeah, as suddenly, thing of blackened smoke, this feral Goliath reappears, their clothes charred, their body scratched up and torn asunder. They look like they've been put through the ringer, and they immediately collapse to the ground. As Tempelis looks over, sighs very deeply, and goes, "Well, that's new. I'll be back," as he starts to walk over towards her.
From their injuries, can I tell like what they were fighting?
Give me an appraise or a profession mercenary.
Okay.
I look at James once he walks away and just like, I'm not making an item for a prison noble that refuses to work. Especially one.
9.
No, I did. It looks to be like a creature with large claws, the best you can gather.
I'll walk to the other two. I don't think we should
I don't
do things with
blame
these
you,
people.
and
They were not innately helpful.
I don't blame you, and from the sounds of it, he doesn't seem too eager to actually have our assistance like he claims.
I would recommend not making ties with this man or his group. And I'll just stand watch.
As you kind of watch, yeah. Go ahead, James.
Melvin, do you share about the golden that you seen up in the wood?
Oh, I have not. I'm gonna fly up and inspect that again.
Okay. As you head up there, give me a moment. Because I have to pull. Apologies, the page has decided not to load for some reason, so un momento. Let's see if I can get a different website to load it for me. Alright. As you head up there, Melvin, you see two things that catch your item. One looks to be a ring that seems to glimmer gold slightly, having a strange blue gem at the center of it. It looks to be a ring meant for a huge finger, almost big enough at this point to be a wristband as you look on. Nothing else kind of catches an interest to the ring itself. No carvings, no markings to make it distinguishable, but there's something that seems to be almost innately alluring to it. The second thing you see is a pair of golden, fully golden boots. They look to be made of solid gold themselves, as you kind of look them over.
I will pull them both out.
Okay.
Alright, so how are they
Take them
cursed?
down to James.
Alright. As you are you grabbing them with your own hands, or using, like, Unseen Servant or something?
Like, with like a piece of cloth between my hand and it, but yeah, with my hands.
Okay. Alright. Immediately, as soon as you as soon as you touch the boots, Melvin, you feel your flight speed, or your levitation immediately disappear, and your body begins to sink like a rock. Give me a, tumble check.
I would also immediately let go of the gloves in that case.
Even letting go of the boots, the effect will still take in.
If I see him falling, can I cast Featherfall on him? Not Featherfall, Levitate on him and catch him?
You can cast Levitate. As you cast it, you watch as the spell is immediately countered, and you see something up in the nest up at the top glow blue. Melvin, as you go colliding towards the ground, you manage to just barely catch your feet, straightening yourself out as you land on the ground. Feeling the impact for the first time of your frame, as you kind of like catch yourself standing back up, you take no damage.
Alright. This is what we're doing now? Okay.
So the boots are on the ground now?
The boots are still up in the nest thing.
Do you want me to...
Sure.
Okay. Walking up the wall.
Alright. As you start to walk... And now, this is a item effect, correct? And not a spell you're casting on yourself?
This is an item that I
Correct.
equipped.
As you start walking up the wall towards the strange wooden nest up there, Melvin kind of regaining his flight as he begins to levitate slightly off the ground once more as he kind of rights himself. As you kind of climb between the sharpened, pointy rocks of the ceiling, heading over towards it, you see the golden boots kind of sitting in there, and the golden ring with a blue gemstone in the center of it.
All right. I want to try and figure out what these are, what they do.
Alright. Give me either a spellcraft, or if you have identify.
I do not have identify. I'm a druid.
Take spellcraft or knowledge arcana as well.
Okay, spellcraft.
35, okay. As you take a second to look over, you have no idea about the boots. Other than that, they seem to be very magical in nature, seemingly overwhelming in power, as well as seemingly overwhelming for transmutation. And then specifically for the ring, you get a moderate evocation coming from it, and recognize this item's not the item itself, but recognize the magical signature as something similar or to a spell that you have not seen before. However, you have heard about in rumors a supposed spell that can counter any spell cast at it.
So do I
the ring of spell turning?
do I make a moderate guess at seeing him fall that it probably countered his flying ability?
Is you take a second with the you realize it should not have been able to counter that, given that is a supernatural ability or rather a spell-like ability, which means it is natural to his species, not
As
a
far
cast
as
spell.
Cinder knows it's a spell.
That's true. Well, no, doesn't
He
Cinder
keeps
know Melvin's a...
No.
Oh.
Never did.
Nardid.
Oh, then yeah.
James does.
My apologies.
He keeps coming to the party that's just featherfall he's using in both directions.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as it goes, to your understanding, this seems to be some sort of spell that can counter pretty much any spell. This seems to be a artifact, almost level item, to your understanding.
It's so cursed. It's an artifact. It's so cursed.
I said artifact like.
I know, but anything of that
It's
level
still cursed.
cursed. Fuck it. I'm at full health. Even if I fall, I'm not gonna die. I'll go to grab the ring first, and we're gonna see if I can toss it down to the others.
Okay. As you grab the ring, let me double check something. How many magic items you got on you, Cinder?
Do you need an exact number? Because I can do some counting.
Yes.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I'm not carrying those because it's just inventory. That's also not on me. 4.
4? Okay.
Well, 5, but 1 is technically 5.
Oh,
technically.
okay. You take 10 points of magical force damage as you feel, or as soon as you touch this ring, feeling something almost sizzling and snapping, almost like your nerves are being set on fire in your body as you try to touch this ring.
Am I able to yank it in that time, or do I snap back?
Snap back. This thing is almost surprising, like you've just been zapped from something you weren't expecting.
All right, rings cursed, not worth it. Trying the boots.
All right. As you reach out for the boots, well, the good news is you don't have. Do you have any spell-like abilities with your class? I forget.
No, not at all.
I didn't think so. Cinder, you feel your stone cunning vanish. And your sense of direction under the ground seems to almost completely dissipate.
Dude, I don't even know if Cinder notices. I've never used it.
Hey, it's still something that kind of comes to your attention as you suddenly feel your natural abilities almost vanishing, though nothing seems to change according to what you know, to your recollection.
All right, I'm just walking these boots back down.
As you take the boots, kind of walking them down towards the group, they look to be just solid plate gold boots, like as if they were from a full plate set. No markings on them, nothing distinguishable about them. They look to have been made. She kind of take a quick look at them, somewhat, at least made in modern times, as it seems to be made with the same bolts and designs that modern plate mail is. As you
identify them once we get back to the ship.
They're both cursed.
The ring's still up in the nest-like area.
The ring injured me just for trying to touch it.
I guess that means that the only person that might be able to handle that ring would be Rollman, but given what it seems to have done to...
No, it seemed to react to my items, not me. As I look at how
we can sell the information on the location.
As I look at how literally everyone is wearing magic items of some kind.
I've got like I'm wearing like fucking 13 of those right now.
Yeah, I know. It would be a lot too. However, yeah, the boots. I can't. I don't think I can stone cunning while I'm holding these.
I guess I'll take them. I've utilized my crucial abilities more. As I take them in my hands.
I don't. But Cameron, if you use your abilities and I don't use mine, why would you carry them?
To see if that's the effect.
Well, it did it to him. It did it to me.
And Cinder points over to Melvin, who fell to the ground after grabbing them, and points to the fact that he lost his stone cunning.
Let's just put them on the cart, yeah.
Okay.
Tempellis...
We'll call them the boots of equality for now.
Tempellis and Rels come in, or will come back walking over with their friend on Rels' back, Stormbeard's back, completely unconscious, as Tempellis will hand you... Give me a moment. There we go. He hands you 2 amulets that, as he kind of holds them out to you, James, after walking over, kind of looking at all of you and goes, Apolko is quite injured, it looks like, but while we were tending to their wounds, they were able to grasp these 2 things off of the individual before they were sent back, as he holds out 2 amulets with a strange symbol on them.
Do I recognize a strange symbol?
I will mention, as Rollman kind of says that, looking at Tempellis' hands, Tempellis has some very clear anti-looking magic gloves on them that have strange runes on them.
Yeah.
I'm not touching those, but do I recognize the symbol?
Give me a moment. Actually, yeah, give me a knowledge religion.
I trained that, so that'll also be a bit higher. So this I do believe. Let me double check that feat so that I don't screw this up. Yep. 19.
Well, one of them is a very normal looking design of what looks to be 2 metal skulls on a somewhat of a belt that seemed to be slightly bronze and copperish in color, which you recognize immediately as Lithotara's symbol on both. However, the second one seems to have something a bit more unique to it. It has 3 skulls, and with a bronze, a copper, and then a strange-looking skull in the center that looks to be split in half and made of silver. The words beneath it reading "The Broken Slicer" on the kind of engraved into the bottom of the skull.
Wait, I know that one. I know the lore. Wait a minute.
He knows the lore.
They both look like Lithotara.
Cinder just goes, and pointing at the slicer one.
And from if memory serves, isn't that one of her champions, Uncle?
That one's the champion.
Well, I cured them of their evil magic. Can't believe they'd actually try to use these things. I assume, James, this would be at least fair payment for the kindness you've helped us with today, if you'd like these 2. I don't know what you can do with them, but I imagine they can be at least broken up and given to someone who would be an enemy of Lithotara's, but...
And I just, hold out
Hold on.
bag.
Do we want them? Is the thing.
Thinking on it,
Wow.
what can I even do with these holy symbols?
He said they're purified.
They are purified. Give me a spellcraft check. In fact, actually, all of you can cast. Feel free to give me a spellcraft check.
So-
Pretty much
I
everyone
don't
but
Knowledge
Roland.
Arcana?
I'll take a knowledge
25.
arcana, Roland.
Okay.
25. I keep rolling bad on spellcraft.
Cinder 21.
Such a good modifier. I roll.
29 and
22.
18. Okay.
Wow, James rolled the best ones.
I know, right?
That everyone else is better at.
You all sense almost overwhelming evil and necromancy coming from this item. However, what you immediately recognize is it does not have any outright divine magic coming off of it any longer. These seem to be two items that seem to have no tie left to Lithotara besides the symbolism. James and Rolaman, you both manage to recognize these are armors of natural armor +1.
Dog
What
shit.
would the market price of that be at this point?
Now hold on, Cameron. There's a problem here that I don't think you're realizing.
They're shaped like Ligotara holy symbols. That's the problem.
Yes, but amulets are Blastara's holy symbol. Like those specific amulets of natural armor. Something funky's going on here.
I don't want them.
Yeah, we'll
Also,
have to
do I
pass
get
on
any slightly different
those.
information since I did a knowledge arcana instead?
Not with the 22. No. The only thing that you managed to get is pretty much you were one off from the DC I needed. It's okay.
Fine.
One day. But yeah, as you look at them, kind of mentioning that to the knowledge earlier for the religion, most of Lithotara's symbols do wear belts, not amulets. It is correct. These are shaped to be like belts, but seem to be designed as an amulet.
That's a bit odd for a Lithotara
Oh.
holy symbol as well.
Why would a follower, let alone the champion, wear a thing that could be confused as two different people's holy symbols?
I don't
That
see
seems
a-
like
a
it's
need.
more trouble than it's worth, and with the symbolism, we couldn't sell those if we tried rightfully.
He nods and goes, beyond that, all we found by snooping around a little bit is I found an elemental gem. But I don't figure you wouldn't be interested in after hearing that you lot had a few of them. However, if you change your mind, I'm happy to.
I'd like to see it.
Okay. Nods at that and goes, of course. Pulls it out of his bag of holding and holds out what looks to be a sapphire that is about a 2 foot height and about a foot and a half wide and looks to be clear as crystal. You can see right through it. The blueness to it is beautiful. It's almost perfect as you look on.
That's a water elemental stone. Damn.
Yes, correct.
What would I value this at?
Give me an appraise check.
May I nature for what size of elemental it came from?
Sure.
A big one.
Well, yeah, but there's the elders and there's a thing higher than that, and at 2 feet, it could be either.
I've never rolled well on appraise without buffing myself to hell.
12. And you're trying to gather. Remind me.
Its value, essentially.
Roughly, you'd say its market price starts out at least 5,000 gold pieces for a small one. This thing is at least considered large at minimum. You'd guesstimate it to be around maybe 50, 60,000 for the incapable. Probably double that for someone who actually could cast the spell to summon the creature.
And for me, who would craft with it,
Roughly, yeah, similarly. This thing could be worth a fortune because you could theoretically use it to make a high level, from what you can tell, elemental. Roughly, and then for Cinder, what'd you roll?
22 for nature.
22. And you're trying to gather?
What size of elemental it came from? Or if it was even a water elemental in the first place and it's not some weird side breed or something. Because no ice elementals exist.
Well, I'm gonna send. Yeah. So to answer your question, as you take a look at it with a 22, you'd guess this to be a primal storm elemental.
Ah.
And by the way, as you take a second, it's not dead.
Oh. You should really put that down.
Looks at you and Tim Pellison goes,
It's still alive.
I wouldn't be alive, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to hit it against the walls as I did when we were coming in. I bounced against like 3 things and nothing seemed to come to life.
It's alive, and it's a storm elemental. I don't know what it'll do when it decides to move.
I think you're just worried about things.
Who's the druid here?
Are you going to ignore our word?
No, I'm gonna put it back in my bag of holding, so if anything comes out of it, it'll immediately die. He shoves it back into the large bag of holding on his hip.
I just blink at that, knowing elementals don't need to breathe, so they wouldn't die instantly.
And he's like, I'm gonna blink, realizing that if that's actually a storm elemental, that's gonna break that bag of holding in about a good. When it decides to take form, it's gonna just shred it.
Also, you said it was
No.
primal?
Yes, correct.
Aren't primal storm elementals like CR20 something?
35 plus.
Oh my god.
They are considered primals are the epic elementals for reference. Basically, it's a step below like Lithotara and Blastara in the world.
Holy fuck.
As he puts it away, kind of looks over at you, kind of letting that go as he does, and kind of straightening himself. He looks at James and goes, "Now, I do appreciate all the help while you're working on all this. There's still some loot and some eggs nearby. I figure you will want to kind of go through and make sure nothing has interest to us. But if I may ask, James, to our interest to the deal I'd mentioned prior, I know that while my personality isn't the kindest towards your companions, I hope you understand it's not a personal thing. I don't think lesser of any of you, nor of any of your positions. I do recognize your capabilities well beyond our own. There's no doubt that we would have died quite easily without your help. But with that in mind, I think that reinforces what I was concerned and interested in. If you, as the Ironheart Merchant Company, are interested, I would like a chance to work under your name, create a brand of sorts. In exchange, I'm happy to provide a decent profit earning on whatever we offer, and of course, any information I can offer, as well as an end to the game that you've been interested in for quite a long time, I imagine.
Not particularly. As I'll look to the other two, I'll think on it, give you an answer before we end up back in town.
He nods and looks over at Melvin as well and goes, I think you might want to learn to count. As he turns and walks back over towards their little area.
I said we, not just we three.
No, I know, but when you said I looked back to the other two, that's why I made the joke.
Looks back. Well, I'm looking back at the group, and Melvin didn't really know about the conversation beforehand.
It's true.
So, Melvin will get the lowdown on it later.
Alright, we should round up and head back.
Yeah, bring all the bodies in, get them disassembled.
Tim Pellis nods at that and goes, if you lot can, I don't have much of any power behind me, as he kind of like gives a light flex and you see his muscle droop a little bit. And he goes, my companion is kind of out of it, so if, I do apologize that we'll be kind of lacking in any assistance in the situation.
He'll just get to watch me start walking all over the body as I start cutting things on the first one.
Yeah, and I can assist if you ask.
Do what you want.
Cinder, give me a survival check to see how well you managed to cut up these creatures and see what you get.
I'll be assisting, so I'll roll one as well, and he'll take half. Hooray.
Why do you always sound so dejected by that?
Because I don't put any ranks into this, so it's literally just... he gets my bonus!
5, yeah.
Right. Don't worry. I'm good at this.
Oh!
He's good. Big number.
Alright. Cool. As you
Is it
begin
the
to
breakdown?
kind of break down the creatures, it's going to take you about 2 hours probably of working on these things while you're down here. As there's, they're large. These are large corpses. They're not exactly small beings.
Not to mention
Huge,
the
sorry.
10-headed.
Uh, just double checking. Yes, 10-headed, correct. Yeah. As as you lot will begin to work on this for the next 2 hours, Tempelis is going to have the wall, or have Stormbeard rebuild up the wall while you guys work on the corpses, and just kind of hold out in this room until you're done.
As I've seen him do that like 3 times now, is he using the same arrow or is he using new arrows every time?
As you look at it, he is using a new arrow, and as you look at his quiver, they keep reappearing.
Cool quiver.
Do you say that over to the Stormbeard?
Sure.
Just kind of mention that to Rels. He'll just kind of turn back, kind of give a gruff smile for a moment, and go in very deep Dwarvish, which is to say, this is a mix of Underdark and Dwarvish, or Undercommon and Dwarvish. He'll go, "Yes, I collected this from my homeland after killing a..." So he looks back at Cinder and James, trying to see if they're within earshot, and then looks back at you and whispers quietly, "A noble Snowbeard." He decided to try and tell my village we'd be paying tax to him. And, well, things kind of went awry. Lost 5 friends that day, and unfortunately, they all thought I was the one who tipped him off that we were going to ambush him on his arrival. Wasn't a fun time, but I got a fancy quiver out of it. And his family's, I believe, their crest is on the bottom of the item. As he kind of like points towards it, and looks at you and goes, "I don't recognize the markings, but I assume it's someone of importance."
Rolling 3 bets, it's related to James.
So you look down at it, Rollman. Give me a knowledge history or knowledge ability. Let's see if you recognize this.
Do I have bonuses for having a nobility friend?
I always lower DC based on circumstantial
Okay.
stuff.
Well, it's just a straight intelligence check.
Hmm?
Five.
Nope. Yep. No idea on the design or where it's from. You haven't seen this personally, this sigil before, but it does not recognize to the one of James's house or any of the houses associated with James's house.
No. Darn, I was wrong. I do not know it either.
Shrugs and goes, kind of goes back to his inspecting the wall as he was. James and Cinder are working away at the corpses. Roland kind of getting to know a little bit about the Tempelis group and kind of looking around their magic items to see if they're actually capable or if they were holding back the entire time. Quite quickly, they are lacking in any permanent magic items. They had a lot of scrolls and potions. They seem to be like one of those types of parties that doesn't have much except for a few minor valuable items, such as what you realize is probably a near legendary quiver on that individual's back, and Tempelis seems to have a wand that seems to be quite capable, something you'd equate to almost one of James's highest magic items he's ever made as far as crafting ability. However, the wand itself has basically an obsidian center with 2 golden nubs on either end, and the single carving of the word Tempelis in common written onto it. You've never seen a wand like this before. It does not seem to have any clear spells on it that you can tell.
Heirloom.
Beyond that, the rest of them don't carry anything. Apoko does not seem to have their items anymore, seemingly having burnt them wherever they went. But as Rollman kind of gets to know them, Cinder and James doing that, Melvin, what are you wanting to do while the rest of your party goes about? Anything got your attention?
No, nothing in particular. Just keeping an eye out, making sure.
Okay.
Nothing's coming.
Okay. As you're kind of sitting there, Melvin, you do hear in the back of your head from Zebril, and as the voice begins to pick up, you hear, Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Usually.
Perfect. I appreciate your time, my dear Melvin. That fellow you're traveling with, the one with the pompous attitude?
I feel like there's a couple of those that could fit.
The noble one that keeps calling himself Storm.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yes. He is. Can you get closer to him and find out what his family comes from? He has a strange crest on him that I can kind of make out, but seems to be blurred, and that's strange to me.
I can see what I can find out.
Good. I can't seem to read the creature's mind either, which is not normal. Be careful.
I'll do my best.
As you say this, feeling the some sort of presence kind of now watching as you look on. Melvin, what would you like to do? Cinder's paranoia is going off in the background.
I guess I will watch person Zebril was talking about. Observe.
Well, there's three people that stick it. This could be. There's the fallen feral Goliath. There's the creature that keeps changing his appearance every time you look away from him and seem to look back towards him. Something's changed. Or there's the what looks to be a dwarf, a little bit more tan skin than James, over and off to the side. The three of them catch your attention in particular with that? Because
I'm gonna go with the one that keeps changing looks.
Okay. So you kind of watch on towards Tempelus, looking at him. Kind of seems to immediately notice your eyes and looks up at you and starts to walk over towards you and goes, "Excuse me, Melvin. It's Melvin, right?
It is.
What can I do for you?"
Oh, just observing. Could you tell me a little bit about the crest? That he's hopefully wearing?
As he looks at you for a second, he goes, "You saw my necklace?" Wow! He kind of pulls it out, and you see this thing is like a long chain that basically was hanging around his belly button, completely covered by not only a very heavy robe, but also some clothes underneath. As he pulls it out and goes, and you see a red M on it, kind of glowing with almost a fiery flame to it on that seems to be emblazoned into this golden, just almost a very smooth golden, like leaf-like object that seems to have a simple design to it, nothing real special to it. As he holds it out and looks at you and goes, "I didn't think anyone would see this. It's my family's crest. Well, not my family. We Tempeluses are a bastard house of another house. This is the sigil of my main house. I keep it with me to keep in contact with my cousin. She's quite determined as an individual." He looks at you and smiles, though, with the thing in his hand and goes, "I'm actually quite surprised you noticed it. Most people can't see the item due to the magic on it. You must have a fantastic eye."
Some could say that.
I mean, only beholders have ever seen these things. And I mean, last time one of them saw it, we ran into the creature was a bone baker, and man, that thing was terrifying. We ran immediately from it. But I mean, the house of kind of looks over at James, and he kind of leans down to Melvin and quietly whispers. He goes, "I don't think this will be a good place to speak on this kind of subject. If your leader decides to take me up on my offer, I'm happy to share with you a bit more on this, but it might be best to keep this kind of a discussion for another time." As he kind of leans back out from Melvin, looking at him and giving him a light wink.
Are you worried that James won't like it?
Well, not just James, but I imagine other interested parties as well may not be quite fancied to the subject. If you can convince your leader, though, to accept my offer and let us stand under his banner, I'm more than happy to share with you everything I know and truly tell you the truth behind my own house. As he kind of like tucks the necklace back away.
I mean, I'll try, but he is the boss.
He smiles at that and goes, "All I ask is for you to try. Who knows? Maybe a good benefit will be helpful to us both." As he seems to kind of have a strange way of speaking, suddenly catching your attention, Melvin.
Yes. And it was hard.
I am going to walk over to James.
Okay. Roland kind of standing off in the background, looking over the items. James and Cinder kind of working away at one of the hydras as you step over, covered, like hands deep in blood and guts as they seem to be working. James following after Cinder's orders.
I would just say very loudly to make it seem as though I was talking to James. Oh, hey, James. And then in his head, James will hear, "This guy's really interested in you for some reason."
You'd hear back mentally, yes, he offered a deal that I don't believe we're going to take in the way that he expects us to, if we'll take it at all. The little shadow game of the world holds little benefit to us currently.
Just know that certain powers that be are also interested in this being.
Even more reason not to accept.
Gives me reason to be a bit more cautious and may not allow me the freedom to accept it then.
Oh, Osto Zebral couldn't see through him, so, something's going on.
There's only been... Wait, is it public knowledge that there's only been one person be able to... Actually, no, he's bragged about it to us himself. There's only been one being to pull one over on Zebral.
Yeah, he's openly bragged about it. And it's on his crime sheet.
Yeah, so that means he's related to the Morans, and I'd really rather not, as my eyes would flick to fucking roll him in.
So
I'm not over there to hear you.
Rollman's over in the on the other side of the
Well,
the
this
area.
is all happening mentally, but I remember the threat from Kaijin.
Yeah, as you look over on the other side, you see Rollman kind of standing on the other side of the room, talking to the other party members, kind of looking over their gear, kind of looking at what as they're showing him their gear, kind of talking about. They seem to be completely just out invested in the conversation. No seemingly ill intent looking like it's happening. Though, as you look over, seeing Tempelis, he is watching both you and Rollman. It seems from one of the corners.
I'll keep an eye on our emblems as well to see if he... making sure we don't end up betrayed. I'd really rather not. Right now.
James, give me a wisdom check.
Oh.
James, as you think for a second with your common sense, you realize a party of 3 that barely managed to even hit one of the Hydras is probably not going to stand up very well against a party that managed to single-handedly take down 7.
Yeah.
As you take a minute looking at it, grimacing with fear and worry, either these people are holding back, either these people are holding back majorly, or you've got nothing to worry about as you think about it.
That's still a coin toss, and I don't really like gambling.
You did watch one of them go to a foreign plane after getting angry and nearly killing themselves. Are you really thinking they are that competent, as you really think about it, James? Does it not sound like your early days, James? As a adventure.
There's a long dead bell ringing.
Cinder in the background mumbling under his breath as he grumps at James not moving his hands.
James would be still moving since the conversation with him
Have you ever had to have a conversation while trying to gut a creature? It ain't easy.
thinking about other Nate, thinking Yeah,
Well,
I've moved my
Cameron-
hands and thought at the
Well,
same
Cameron,
time.
you're thinking. There's a voice injected in your mind, and you're working. You're basically doing 3 things at once.
I'm probably moving very slow, but I'm still moving.
Um,
Yes.
As
Slowing
James
down
will get back to
at its top.
focus on it, and
But as you kind of stand there, Melvin looking over towards him, Tempella's kind of looking about you lot, kind of still keeping his distance over in the corner.
get back to focusing on work and just say to Melvin, keep a general eye on him. I don't trust this entirely, but they don't seem competent enough to actually harm us.
Was that a beholder pun?
No, it wasn't. That was actually a happy accident.
Not on purpose, I can tell.
Sorry,
I'm not
Melvin. I didn't
intended.
interrupt you. My apologies. Just caught my attention.
That's okay.
How could you obliterate?
How could you obliterate? But as James kind of points to you, Melvin's saying to kind of keep an eye on him, kind of going back to his working about. Is there anything else you want to do, Melvin?
I will do just that and kind of keep an eye out as I float around, or
Okay.
not float around, but hang around.
Alright. As the 4 of you kind of go about your business, Rollman finding out that this group has been basically near dying every fight, confirming that they have lost or nearly died or had 2 members go down every single fight they've gotten into, and apparently that's the normal for them.
Look, they did better than average on this one.
That's
At
'cause they
some
didn't
point
fight.
through the 2 hours, I will pull out the coin of decisionary, and I'll ask the question: should we make a deal with this party? And flip the coin. For fun.
Okay.
God damn it.
Fucking amazing.
Thank
you, Roland.
I love this thing. All right. So the coin. All right, go ahead. And give me a heads or tails roll real quick.
Heads.
All right, or call. There we go. Let's see what we get. Rollerman, you
Yes.
get the sense. As this thing lands on tails, this would not be a good situation.
Okay. That's good.
As you, Rollman kind of flips the coin, kind of seemingly kind of looking about, nodding to himself, accepting it, putting the coin back away as he goes back to his business. The 2 hours go by as you guys finish up cutting and gutting, cleaning the creatures and managing to gather up a large amount of supplies.
Hide, fangs, claws.
Yep. By the time that you are done, Apoka will help you load it as well as so will Rels, even though he has only a +1 to his strength and can only carry about 100 pounds. As he is trying. It's technically less if you count carrying capacity for his gear. Tempellis will not assist in the slightest, but will cheer on and give potions to those who are injured, as well as offer to try and assist on magic. But otherwise, we'll stand behind or in the background while he watches his 2 compatriots help you lot.
How much in weight would it be?
Big number.
Yeah, on a short answer, you're looking at, let's see, let me double check my tables for size table real quick, because I can never remember what huge
Just
is.
for the hide, fangs, and...
Oh, buddy, I don't know. I'm not gonna count that out till after. That's why I specifically, as a DM,
Yeah.
did the whole, like, hey, let's skim over that and I'll give it to you at the end.
The only reason I'm asking because we have
Deal
the
with it
chest
later.
preserving to throw
It's not
as
important.
much into as
Well,
possible.
no, now it is. We're gonna get it. 16 tons apiece, so you got 6 hydras for each of those, for the 5, so that's 16 times 5. And then for the 10-headed hydra, you're looking
80
at
tons.
still the same, so roughly about 16 tons. Oh no, this one is bigger, so that would be 18 tons. So yeah, you'll have that on top of it.
98 tons. Okay.
There you go.
Rough.
And
Well,
that's
7 tons
rough.
is gone into the chest. Well, close to in between 6 and 7 tons is gone into the chest.
Well, that's just how much the beasts weigh. I'm not going to do all the math right now for all the
Yeah.
items. We'll do it later. But as you lot manage to chop up and clean through the creatures, kind of gathering it up onto your wagon, Tempelis seems to only cast one spell onto the wagon, kind of leaving it be after that, and continues on, kind of standing off to the side, watching everything happen. As each of you kind of load if you let me finish, you'll probably figure it out pretty quickly. As each of you watch, the wagon grows to a size larger. Can you guess now, James, what the spell would be?
An large object, yeah.
Thank you. All right, congratulations. Roll spellcraft to confirm.
No.
No, I mean it, literally. Roll spellcraft, confirm.
You did this.
You did this to yourself. Roll spellcraft. I can confirm it is not enlarge object because that's not a spell.
Oh.
It's called enlarge. There.
Well, no, there's only enlarge person, so this is a different spell. Huh.
Stop arguing.
What the fuck is the point of this argument?
There isn't. I'm shutting up at this point.
By the way, no, there is. It's a 3rd edition spell. It's called Enlarge. It's a 1st level spell. And yes, it is basically to work like Enlarge Person, but as a note, it works on objects. So for those who don't know, also because we're gonna go into this because now I have to. Enlarge Person does the same damn thing. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, okay.
Alright, but as the cart grows to a size larger, kind of expanding out, and so you guys can fit the rest of the Hydra meat onto it, the rest of the time seems to go almost without fuss. Tempelis does leave, kind of as you guys are loading it for a moment, only to grab a couple of those eggs that you guys had left behind, and otherwise seems to kind of gather up his party as you guys finish up. The Arctic Mane ready to go. Actually, I think it was the Sand Mane because this is one of the ones you bought.
Sand.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Sand Mane kind of yawning as it sits there waiting, kind of attached to the wagon still. As it grows larger, you see a bit of a sigh and irritation in the creature, but otherwise, the creature seems ready as the wagon gets loaded up, and you lot start to kind of gather onto it. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to do here?
I'm making a point of marking this location on the map because there being this much divine iron, it'll be a benefit to the lord of the area. So,
True.
Dude, he
that's
has
good information.
It's literally
know,
from
I don't know.
we're in a mining town that he built at some point.
Well, mining
don't
outpost,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Better to do it than not.
True. As you cast looking around, James marking on his map as best he can for the map of the Underdark that he's been able to gather. You lot kind of gather your stuff up and begin to head out. I assume you're heading back to town?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me a spot check for the first half, as you guys will be still in monster territory, and see if anything manages to come after you lot. I'll take listen or search.
Search? I'll do search.
Yes.
I'll do spot. Are we getting the Cinder Boost special?
Doing math, how many people we have, because the Sandwolf counts.
Oh god.
Plus 12 to spot and listen. Well, no, because the 3 others are here as well. Fucking plus 18 to spot and listen.
Is there a cap to that?
No.
Okay.
41 for my spot check.
Damn.
Everyone is in tune.
38
You said
for listen.
12 for listen?
With a plus 18?
Plus 18.
Plus 18, yeah, you got a plus 18 to add to your listen.
Oh, plus 18.
Yeah. Yep. You got it. 27.
27.
As you all manage to kind of keep your ears out, Roman, is the 13, is that your roll?
Yeah, that's my search.
Is that just with a bad roll? Oh, no, that's without the
yeah.
mod. Oh, okay, I see the mod, okay.
The spell doesn't buff search.
Oh, got you. Alright.
It's spot.
As you lot kind of keeping your eyes out and kind of watching, the sounds of wailing coming from further down the side path of as you pass by it on the map. Looking down, it sounds like way deeper down there's something or someone wailing like a high-pitched female's voice. But as you kind of seeing this and hearing this, the creature doesn't kind of catch your attention as anything that any of you recognize immediately as a creature you've ran into before, or as a person you ran into before for familiarity. But other than the screech, nothing else seems to catch your attention as you start to move out. You gonna check it out, or are you just gonna keep going?
Nope.
Okay, making sure.
There's a
All right.
whole lot of not our problem.
James looks down, realizes really quickly not worth it, and just smacks the reins and keeps the wagon going. As you lot go, Tempelis and his group kind of looking down for a moment, shrugging and continuing to follow after you lot.
Whole lot of our entire slogan of not our problem.
Yeah, as you lot head down the main road, heading towards the street and following through the main Underdark path as you rejoin the large groups of adventurers and people just kind of heading through, heading all the way towards the town. You all kind of it takes another few days, about 3 days roughly, of travel as you lot kind of go through the Underdark. It's not quick by any means, as James kind of takes the time making note on his maps of like the location back to the place that you lot were at, noting any side paths that kind of catches attention. Many of you kind of keeping your eye out on any adventures or any potential threats coming after you. But as the 3 days pass, nothing seems to happen, except finally on the third day as you're coming to the entrance to the town and hear/see about half a mile back behind you in the straight shot cobbled road, what looks to be a young elven adventurer, a young boy with tanned skin, brown hair, looking to be about 14-ish in age, seemingly being grabbed and torn apart by what looks to be two large hounds with dragon scales on them, large bright eyes, the scales brownish in color, and small little what looks to be graves on the backs of them as they start to drag this kid away.
Damn.
God.
Sucks to be him.
Sucks to suck.
As
Sounds
the-
like his problem.
It's again neutral. I have
No,
nothing
I'm
to do
not
with
saying
it.
that. Just to note though, James. Actually, no. Just who's the one who went to get the jobs specifically? Out of curiosity.
I think I had the papers, because I'm
Okay.
going to spread them out.
Cinder, give me a either knowledge nature or I'll just take a raw intelligence check. There will be 2 different DCs depending on what you choose.
Okay, I know those road towns. Just saying, but
Yeah, that's kind
I
of-
mean, if all right, fair. If
I
you
can
don't
roll
want to
it.
try.
But like, what else do we have graves on their back with? You know, it's
I
kind
mean,
of
I did research O'Towns. Does this match the description?
I'm about to find out.
19 for nature.
19 for nature. As you kind of look on to these creatures, you do recognize the ambushing technique that they did, the jumping. It all seems to fit exactly to what the depiction on the or the explanation of the creatures on the wanted poster are. James, these look to be about 3 times the size of the creatures that they should have been. These creatures are large by all accounts and seem to not be concerned at all about anything around them, seemingly attacking a poor child when there are people nearby.
Those are some extra large O'Towns from the looks of it.
So how much we want to bet that's a trap and not a real ambush?
I'd put good money on that. But I'm not a gambling man, so we're leaving it alone.
The kid screams, kind of quickly cut off as the kid's head is quickly taken into the creature's mouth, and they disappear down one of the side paths.
How does the Knights of Tempelos look? Seeing this.
Give me a sense of motive to see if you can get anything on them.
See if they're horrified.
That we're willingly walking
Well.
by where a child can die.
No, I was seeing as they're horrified of the child dying, not us not being cared about.
Apoko looks to be like concerned and worried, watching on, which is the Pharaoh Goliath. The Rel Stormbeard, the Storm Dwarf, does not look, or sorry, Seacliff Dwarf, does not look like at all phased, and just seems to just kind of shrug, looking back forward, noticing you looking over towards him, continues on. Tempelis seems to watch for a moment, kind of almost a blank, expressionless face, which is the first time, Rollman, you've seen him without a semi-smile on his face or panic. Doesn't really have an in-between as you've seen, and it's almost kind of creepy as you look on. You get a strange and eerie feeling about the individual as he looks on, but as soon as he seems to, if the kid seems to disappear, he looks back at you and seems to turn back to his smiley, cheerful self.
You seem troubled, Tempos.
And looks at you and goes, No, just quite fascinated.
Fascinated by what? The size?
No, I mean, if those creatures are coming this close to the city, and they're coming out and, as he looks up at the daylight, broad daylight means they're getting either desperate or they're getting brave. Imagine their numbers have increased, and I think it might be a good idea we don't go into the Underdark for a few months. As he looks back to his other party members who seem to nod in agreement.
A fair statement.
I imagine you lot will be better off, though, as he kind of looks at that and gives a slight grimace to that.
Roman just looks at the dogs curiously, wondering how strong they are or not.
As you look back, they are gone.
Thinking back to when they tore the kit apart.
Yeah.
And thinking how strong they are.
Give me a profession mercenary or an appraise check.
Can he roll good on mercenary for once? Can he do it?
Of course I
Notoriously,
can.
no.
Of course I can. No, what are you talking about? Of course I can. See?
Oh my god, it's a
22.
miracle.
What's your
No.
a fucking New Year.
what's your strength, Rollman?
What's my strength?
Yeah,
My
your
strength is a
strength
16.
You can tell these creatures are pretty clearly stronger than you by a good amount. Not nowhere near like mountain giant levels, but still definitely above even what most world leaders probably are looking at,
Okay.
which is to say 20 plus.
Sounds good.
As Tempels kind of nods to you and kind of continues on, as the four of you kind of, your group as well as the Tempels group kind of continue on heading through the roads, not really going back or getting involved. A few stone giants kind of heading down that direction as they pass by you. Poco kind of speaking to them in giant and explaining what they saw, as the giants seem to kind of nod along and head on their way, kind of passing without much issue. As you lot finally make it back into town, seeing the shop guild of the Echoes of the Underdark kind of its doors broadly open, the massive building kind of still standing. Most of it looking to be quiet from the outside. No a large group of adventurers, thankfully. Though, as you walk through, a few signs for what looks to be classes being taught on trap making being offered in town, as well as a couple of notes for some of the local adventurers who are now offering help with hunting of beasts through their trap making skills. As well as seemingly endorsing the trap-making classes that have been posted on these kind of flyers that they post up. But as you guys head up inside, immediately kind of seeing Roar as he smiles at you lot, kind of seeing the blood, the somewhat blood-stricken or covered, still not cleaned up griminess of the road that you guys have, and smiles proudly as he begins to pull out his coin purse. And that's where we're going to end today. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And we're going to pick up next time with the party kind of handing this quest off, hopefully, without any issues. We'll see you there.